another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Jefa.
I'm CrisxmasOnDemand. SmileyJizzle. You in here, in the building.
Yo, so I wanted us to meet today because I got a little worried. I'm not worried I'm not worried for myself. I'm worried because I don't think people are prepared.
Right, because there's never been a war while we were alive, right?
What you mean? I went to war.
Oh, there was a war going on?
That's a war, yeah. Afghanistan was a war, Desert Storm was a war, Persian Gulf was a war, fucking Vietnam, of course, you know what I mean?
But I'm saying those is older. But
OEF, Operation Enduring Freedom, was a war against terrorism. So that was the conflict that I was involved in. But there were other preceding, like we could say that there were small conflicts because there was Syria, there was Libya, there was, you know what I mean?
You went over there to help them.
That was our job. Our job was support.
In the damn business. That's why we.
That's what I'm
saying.
Because
America.
Because you gotta understand.
While we were alive.
We have allies.
Or
right?
while we were grown. Maybe.
So we exchange goods and services between different countries, and those countries. In addition to that, we help them and provide security for them whenever they need our help. So if they say, hey, we'd like you guys to come over here and help us rebuild or help us do that, then we do it. It's not really so much as imposing, but because we know that they're allies, like, put it like this, like brothers in a family where you got like a few younger sisters or something like that, right? Yeah, you got your own life, you can do whatever you want. However, if shit get out of hand and we see it, we can give you an option. We could stay out of it and you resolve it yourself, but if it seems like it's going on too long, then we'll intervene. That's kind of America. America's like the big brother that will get involved in your domestic dispute. So you got something going on, we're gonna go over there and mediate the situation. Sometimes it means cutting the head off a hydra. But you know what happens? You cut one head off a hydra, another one pops up. So a lot of times you go out there, the terrorist thing, you can't get every terrorist, but you know who the big wigs are in this situation. So you go after those people. But there's a lot of conspiracy theory that, you know, we have a part to play, but this is not that discussion. Just talking about why the country would intervene. It's because you want to look after your alliances and you want to secure those relationships. So you want to continue to have those relationships because we get a lot of goods and services from him. So we don't want somebody to blow them the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because we need them.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really.
Well, it's good for people that may have that same question that may not have the understanding of it, so that they know. Like, yeah, I think it's a reason.
I was kind of just. It was a rhetorical. I know that we do that, but
for them, it's good.
I think we gotta focus on like what we should do
because we can create. I think we should start. That's what I'm about to say. Creating our own stuff, so we don't have to use other countries' resources, and then they can keep us out.
But we do. Everything that we get, there's an American version of it. Everything has an American version, but those American.
The problem is because.
But those American. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. When you reinvent the wheel, you're making the wheel, but are you making it better? That's the thing. So a lot of times.
Yeah, because China
they revolutionizing tech. Their tech is among the best tech. Everything you have, probably, you have something that was made in a part of Asia. You know what I mean? So you gotta take that into consideration.
Why do you think that is?
I think we've kind of tapped on this in previous episodes, but it's just because of the structure of their country. The things that they prioritize for the people in their country is mainly education.
It's like they're in the future.
Right. And they go forward with that. So they make the best and brightest teach the young, which is what we should be doing, but you gotta pay for it. A lot of times here, we have people in areas, we got a lot of black people that can't read. You know what I mean? So it's like we got young people that's coming out of school, graduating from high school. How the fuck did you graduate from high school and you can't read? That is not possible in Asia. These motherfuckers that's in school, and their school, they go to school for 12 hours, bro. You know what I mean? And they're learning everything from A to fucking Z. And then by the time they get to high school, they know how to create a calculator. You know what I mean? Like, it's advanced. So the why is in the structure of the country. When in a democracy, everybody can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Pretty much. You kind of
got the bread.
Yeah, well, if you got the money, you could pretty much do. And we also have oligarchy here. You know what I mean? We have a lot of rich people that make terms. Look at fucking Elon Musk. That's a perfect example of oligarchy. He's fucking influencing the president, and now they have a little spat or whatever you can kind of see.
Allegedly.
You know what I mean? Allegedly. You know what I mean? So we see that they kind of going through whatever, you know what I mean? And they not at talking terms, or you don't see them together, or he's not answering questions in his meetings. Why the fuck is a manufacturer answering questions at conferences for the president? Like, that's kind of crazy to me. But that's happening.
Because he's trying to integrate technology.
When Trump
so how does that work? Because you have to vote for him.
The vice president is usually the one. If something like that happens, that's the one that takes over.
Well, what's his name is the vice president. What's his name?
Oh, not Mike Pence. Vance, JD Vance.
JD Vance, yeah, JD Vance.
Yeah, isn't that what happens? If they unalive, then the vice president.
Oh, the vice president becomes the president, and then you believe that Elon Musk
I
might.
believe that.
Well,
I'm saying that's what people say.
People saying
I'm
that
just telling you.
Elon Musk will assume vice president role. It doesn't work like that.
I know. That's why I just said the vice president.
He could choose somebody, but he'll have to choose an official.
I do think that him being in certain business meetings with like high security is odd.
He was hired for something politically. I forgot what it was.
Space Force.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, because that's a government thing.
I think it was something more than that. They gave him like a actual political position, and he was responsible for that. It was something financial.
We gotta look that up because I never heard that he was anything.
Yeah, this was in one of the meetings. I watch a lot of CNN. We
like the Doge shit has to do with currency. So if you're maybe
it's something like that. It could have been something.
They really could do whatever they want.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is the normal thing that's put in place.
What is the political position that Elon Musk currently resides at? Okay.
What did it say?
Special government employee within the Trump administration, co-heading the Department of Government Efficiency.
So he's in charge of government efficiency.
Look.
Oh, he not.
Read it.
But he has, sir.
No, but do you see what I'm trying to make you see?
Special. This part, right?
Department of Government Efficiency. What is that? What does that say in parentheses? What does it say?
Those.
Say it.
Those. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
But this is my point.
So they made a position for him to serve in the government,
and he's in control of.
And
he gets access over
Dogecoin
stuff.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, I seen something when they were
Dogecoin.
I think he's working on getting his own currency. And there's gonna be like some
Department of Government Efficiency.
Well, you already invested.
Department of Government Efficiency, and that's the name of the coin.
Yeah, Doge. Because that's his idea.
100%. That's crazy.
It's about to be wild.
But basically, yeah. It's just to that point. Yeah, America has been dipping their nose in other people's business for a very long time. But you know what that also does? That establishes dominance. That makes North America the strongest because when we intervene, nobody can say shit.
But that's like wrestling to me. Like it's like, yo, we can't change.
They be making
We
shots
can't.
of it, like.
When I say we're the fans. We're not the how the wrestlers call K-Fab or whatever the fuck they call that shit. We're not in that. We don't know the inner workings. We're only being told what Vince is showing us. Vince McMahon is showing.
Well, the soldiers are the wrestlers.
Yes, the soldiers are the wrestlers,
right.
But the like Vince McMahon's, the owners and stuff like that, those are like the political people.
Right.
And
but Vince McMahon, when he's sending his wrestlers into WCW to establish a takeover, that's basically
right. This is what I'm saying. This is the equivalent. So let's say Vince McMahon is Donald Trump, and let's say Elon is let's say Eric Bischoff, right? So eventually, if you know the story of WCW and you know the story of WWE now, right? They were competitors. One was with Ted DiBiase, his joint, his the Warner, was it TNT? I think it was TNT. I forget which one it was.
I'm drawing a big blank there.
Yeah.
I remember $1 Million Man, but I don't remember.
Whoever owned it was gave it the go basically because they have bread, right? So Eric Bischoff, let's say Eric Bischoff is Elon, right? He started off like, okay, I gotta think of ways to get on board with this government stuff, but not really be in the government. I'm gonna still do my own thing and I'm gonna compete, but Eric Bischoff knew that he was doing his thing. WCW was doing his thing. You see what I'm saying? Tesla cars is doing their thing. Everything is running smooth. But then now, old boy is exactly. Oh,
that's the beef.
And now
that's when the beef started.
Right. And now, if you think about it, after Vince McMahon bought.
Read that whole first.
After Vince McMahon bought out WCW and ECW, he was like, yo, either get down or lay down. So now he's integrated because he was like, I'm not going to get fired. I still want to be part of this wrestling situation. It's sad that the company that I had, you see what I'm saying? He's upset about it and he probably got his own bread from it. But guess what? He had to get down and lay down with Trump, and so this is why
in a way he just like Eric Bischoff because he got Bischoff, motherfucker got fired.
But that's how it seemed on the outside because
nobody really knows the truth because nobody really cares to look. They just everybody speculating this, but yeah, there's some type of beef for whatever reason. Things were said,
right,
and all of a sudden that new position that he was appointed to gets removed. For whatever reason.
He left.
Did he?
He left. Yes.
Did he leave?
He left.
Or
because
did he get let go?
He left because he
could have been like, you can't quit because you're fired.
It could have been like that.
Because I'm thinking about Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump, he's one of those type of dudes. He has to be the alpha male. He has to be the leader. So because of that, he's probably like, yo, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I'm a businessman and you a businessman, but I've been in business longer. Even though, because you've been in business longer doesn't necessarily mean that you're making the right decision right now because the fresh new mind just came out of training, knows what you know, and knows what not to do from your mistakes.
They don't have the same goal. I think what Trump is good at doing is letting you feel like, oh, okay, we stand for the same thing for the common man. You see what I'm saying? You work hard, you do what you gotta do, you do it by the book, you could live like a king out here. That's his mindset, basically. And as a businessman, Elon probably was all for that. He was like, yeah, it's good, you know what I mean? But Elon had his own agendas, bro. And it's attached to technology. He's trying to push the world a whole different way where Trump is trying to push it. Trump, he's good as hell he's good as hell when it comes to making people feel like, yo, I'm with you on your side. But then one thing about Trump, he's also very good on making it clear that he don't rock with you, right? And once he stop rocking with you, you know what I mean? That's why I believe that. Because remember when he said the thing about him having
he needed something from Elon.
Yeah, he needed.
What did he need?
He needed I can't even say the word. The technological push. Because think about it.
Did he though?
Yeah, of course. Because you're going into the future.
He's still going back to what he said about cars.
Bro,
car
if he went this far with those to give him that special access, he needed the technological
took it
push.
away.
He didn't take it away because he let him bring. It's like Avatar, bro. It's like Avatar. Once the military and stuff got into it, they took it over for their game. And they didn't care about the nature. They didn't care about nothing. It was, this is what we're going to do. If one side is doing it to connect with nature and, you know what I mean, and live peacefully, and then the other side is doing it for conquest, it's either get down or lay down, bro.
And if you lay down, you're going to stay there.
Right. Right. And the only reason why I think this is a show is because there is too much question about why Elon got this access to these FBI. Because, like, from the person that I know that was attached to that, like, they were panicking. The feds were panicking. Like, that whole group was like, yo, what is going on? Like, people didn't know if they were going to keep their jobs. Like, federal workers were going to be let go by who? By Trump. And they said, who's in Trump's ear? Elon. So this is where the federal people are like, yo, we don't like this because it's changing everything that it was to what Elon has to bring to the table. And he's not even qualified. What qualifies him to this? And what qualifies him to this is whatever he promised Trump. And he promised Trump, what is he known for? Technology. His goals is already, yo, Tesla this, I want a roadway in a levitating roadway. You know what I'm saying? He's innovative.
He's thinking about spending money, and the problem with that is that Trump is trying to think about ways to get us more money.
Right. So they're gonna clash.
Exactly. Both business, but in a different perspective.
In a different light.
I think you could say Elon was more so because of his mind. He was gifted money, kind of. You know what I mean? Where it's like Trump cultivated his shit.
Right.
He built his shit. You know what I mean? So he had to figure something out to figure out how to get a dollar, how to make that dollar get another dollar. His science was money.
Fact.
Elon Musk science made money. So it's a little bit different. It's not really a bit, because we could say it's a business mindset, but putting him in a business department and he's not a business mindset person, he's just a revolutionary. We don't know if we have the capital to do what he wants us to do to compete with China. It's best for us to trade. So what Trump is thinking is try to encourage more people to do business with us internally, to encourage more of our tech heads to get to the same level of China, which won't happen right now, but it'll happen probably in the future. So we need programs like the SpaceX program and things like that in America, so that these kids can achieve the same goals that they achieve in China. But how do we get that bread? Because that's what we really need. And what he's thinking is like, raise the price on tariffs. Well,
not even just that. What he did at the student.
But that was the main thing, and everybody's up in arms about it. He's not getting rid of it. That is a problem for Elon because, first of all, Elon is from South Africa.
Right. So
like he probably has a lot of foreign shit. So it's costing him more money to bring his shit where he need to bring it to get the parts that he needs to get, instead of him being able to get everything in America. So Trump is like, oh, we're gonna establish this pipeline and we're gonna drill, baby, drill, and we're gonna do all this. So he's doing all of these things to get us the capital that we need. Hopefully, Elon can understand that so we can have more money to do what he needs to do. But Elon's a billionaire. I'll just use my money. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So
I really
it's
think
that
that's
type
what
of
it
thing.
is.
And he's like, no. The country needs money.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to put everything into you. I'm just hypothetically saying this
Nah,
conversation.
that sound about right, bro.
But it's like this
really...
nigga's 80-something years old. Like, you feel me? So it's like, yo, this young buck who's already made his billions and is making more money than you made at his age. It's like, yo, no, we need to do this.
Right.
But he's like, no, listen, can't teach the old dog new tricks. This is what's going to work for the country. I have a bigger responsibility.
Right.
He's more old school and still continuing what what we've done, the things of yesteryear, and he still wants people. He wants homes to be the way that they're supposed to be. He wants us to have more industrialism. You know what I mean? Where we're trying to get away from that because of the pollution. We want more energy efficient and what you call it? The atmosphere, whatever.
We want to
atmosphere.
We want to
shit.
afford a lifestyle.
But we want healthy air and shit like that, healthy water and
free,
all of that
free
shit.
health
But
care,
that shit is gonna cost money to do it.
That
We don't have. It's debt. It's more debt. When you hundreds of billions in the hole, you don't want more trillions. I'm sorry, trillions of dollars in the hole. You don't want more money to be in debt. So it's like nobody thinks about that because a lot of people don't have that business mind. They don't think about it. Think a very small level, so
because it's not forced.
It's not forced,
not,
but it's like you get there and you realize you have a job to do. It's different when you get somewhere and you start something from scratch. Now you can make or break or do whatever. But when you get there, some shit, hey, I fucked up. Can you fix this? I'm out of here. What the fuck? I had so many dreams, so many things that I wanted to do, but I only got 4 years to do it, and you got decades of fuck up. You know what I mean? So how do I clean up this decades of fuck up? Well, I can start here, start here, start here. Now he's like, spend money on this, spend money on that. No, you can't do that if you're trying to get money. How you spending money that you're not getting a return of interest on, and you need money. So you going more into debt, giving them money that doesn't exist.
So hold on,
what the fuck is going on?
Break down who is making more sense to you, because it sounds like Trump is making more sense to you.
I think some things make more sense,
right?
But it doesn't, because we have to have inclusion. So it's like the idea of certain things, like the tariff thing, that wouldn't be necessary if we just opened everything up and just let motherfuckers just bring shit in and do whatever and just controlled it.
I mean,
but we don't have the bodies
people
to
have
control
tariffs
it.
on us though. There's like
now,
countries.
yeah, I mean,
no, before there was tariffs on other countries.
Well, there was always tariffs,
right?
But what the heightening of the tariffs is what people are concerned about,
right?
So it's like you put it to this amount because he wanted to control import and export, so that it would mainly be either you buy here where it's cheaper, because if you get shit that's American, you can save money. But if you buy shit from out of here, then it's gonna cost more because their shipping cost is higher for that product. Everything go to fuck up because they gotta make money to get this, because they still gotta get these items. So they still bringing up the prices on shit that you wouldn't spend that much money on.
Yeah, but now it kills that market if you think about it.
It kills the market, but it opens up another one.
Yeah,
so it's like
America.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like,
that takes time. It's gonna suffer. It's gonna be a lot of suffering before, you know.
Right.
What I mean? And that's the discipline that business people have to learn.
That's what I'm saying. To answer that question specifically, I believe that Trump is making more sense than Elon in this specific.
He's sacrificing his term.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, like, I'm gonna sacrifice my term to make these changes that are necessary. We'll see how it works out when I'm done within the 4 years. If you see any improvement in the 4 years when I get out of here, you're welcome.
And I genuinely don't believe that he doesn't want.
I don't think he's doing nothing for no reason, but I think he's not gonna back down. He's not no.
I don't think
he's not a woman hind part. You know what I mean? He's not that. You know what I mean? So he's really like one of them dudes that's gonna stand on it. Yo, I want y'all to stop. Okay, y'all don't stop. Fuck it. Blow each other up. You know what I mean? We got shit that we gotta work on. So sending all this money for soldiers to go to another country to solve a conflict, it's like a waste of American money that again we don't have. We need money in certain areas to make our country better. His whole slogan is "Make America Great."
You know what I think it is, bro? I think there is. I don't even want to say specifically because I don't know how YouTube is going to take this. Because I know the powers to be, that be powers to be. But I think there is a political side, right? That may or may not be what opposed to Donald Trump. Right? And I think they are cool with the people that Iran have a problem with. Right?
Ooh,
and I think
that's spicy stuff.
Yes. And I think the real issue is some people, maybe Elon doesn't necessarily mind getting help from certain people,
Okay.
right? But Donald Trump does, right? So that's where they kind of conflict because whoever is getting supported or giving their support to Elon isn't giving their support to Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump probably feels like, well, this is all speculative.
Allegedly,
yeah,
yeah.
it's speculative. But Donald Trump probably feels
it's a
like,
good guess.
Donald Trump probably
That's
feels
a good
like,
hypothetical.
yeah, you smart, but you're not gonna outsmart me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably why this whole campaign of he kind of humiliated him when he was like, you want a little makeup? You want a little makeup for your black eye?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was to me. I'm a lyricist, so you know what I'm saying. Like I be peeping the bars. That was a bar.
Like I'm a man.
That was
Like,
a bar.
I'm a man. So like, if something like let's just say I step on a rake pops up, bomb, bop me in the shit. Right. Now I got a little Nike sign underneath my eye.
Right.
Type of shit. So I gotta walk around with that and explain it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks cool. Looks badass. You know what I mean? Got a little shiner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people might be like, damn, somebody got you. And I'm like, yeah, you should see the other guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Like you know what I mean? Like, but that's a punch at his ego.
So you don't think his son did it like he said?
No, maybe his son did do it.
Right.
Like, but him poking fun at it is like, how you feel about that? You don't think you look pretty today or something? You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it's like he's like, yo, I'm a man. Like if something happened to me, like it don't matter. Like I don't care about my, you know. You can tell he's uncomfortable because he's in the public eye and he's got a shiner on his face. You know what I mean? He can't go like this.
Right.
You know, so he says that, which, like I said, they know each other personally. Then that could be a poke at his ego. Like I know you don't like to walk around without your face looking pretty and shit. You know what I mean? So
That's why it's WWE. Everything that you just said is why it's WWE. Because we could see the plot, we could see it coming, we know what it is just from observing. That's everything they painted in front of us to make us think that Stone Cold really killed or unalived Vince McMahon. Sorry. You see what I'm saying? Like, this shit is a show, bro. We gotta really focus on what we can do and everything go left. You know what I'm saying? Or what people need to do.
paper
Like,
towel.
y'all gotta learn how to spend water. Y'all gotta learn how to garden. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta learn how to really. We all, cause I don't know how to do a lot of them stuff either.
Right.
But we all have to learn how to survive without access to everything that we had access to.
Right.
So number one, we gotta start like logging off our phones like for days at a time. Like I understand if it's, you know what I mean, but pick a day. It can't be every day that, you know what I mean, we scroll and we
or at least read 8 hours or listen to 8 hours of an audiobook,
Right.
you know, throughout the week. I'm not saying if you can't listen to 8 hours of a book in one day, at least listen to a couple hours of a book. You know what I mean?
But I also think it's the frequencies of these phones, bro. Like, these frequencies aren't good, my nigga. That's why the radiation kills us, because the radiation.
I think they, if they could come up with,
yeah, like,
I think if they could come up with a way,
they do have
so, like,
they have the EMF stickers, but even not everything has it. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying it needs to
separate.
be like, we have advances as humans, right?
100%.
So we shouldn't. I know we're kind of spoiled with it. We shouldn't be relying. I think there should be a balance. You know what I mean? Of us learning, you know, our normal life skills, certain things, how to survive if we don't have it, but also to implement these technologies, because we should be proud of our advancements. Like, we've gotten to a point we don't want to lose. So at least know what to do in case we do it, but still continue to move forward with this. So we could, like I said, I believe that I want the human race to live on. I would love to have an idea of what things would be like in a future, what they call Elysium. You know what I mean? Years from now, like what that would look like. You know what I mean? Whether they do it on this planet or they find another planet for us that's on some Guardians of the Galaxy type shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just something that, wow, we made it as a race of people.
Not for nothing, like, seeing as much evil as there is in the world, I could see there being like some worldwide reset where, like, a lot of people are just wiped out and they have to start over again. And the problem with that is, when you think about these bunkers that these rich elite get, like, that's probably bloodlined in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go underground when everything settles, repopulate, tell the story how we want the story to be told, and you know what I'm saying? And that shit, we ain't going for that. Like, I really think it's a new day, and when they say things like, oh, it's the age of Aquarius, or it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a line to be different. Like, I do believe things do happen in patterns, like, you know what I'm saying? Just by up, down, left, right, boy, girl, you know what I'm saying? I do believe, you know what I'm saying? But I also believe what Nikola Tesla was talking about with the power of 3, 6, and 9. And I think that there's a reason why it's a holy trinity. There's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, certain numbers are the way they are. And I just feel like if we can't control what they're gonna do politically, then we really have to focus on what we're gonna do physically. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only option when the TV show is over. Right? Is what you gonna do in real life. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it like this, and I always say this, but I'm gonna put a spin on it today. So, do what you can do, obviously, right? But do what you feel you can do for humanity. You know what I mean? Individually. If you feel like there's nothing you can do, you know, then you just you cut yourself off from society. You put yourself in a bunker. You do all that and just protect yourself.
But
buy
ain't this part of
goods and shit like that.
This is part of it, bro, because we're saying what we would do.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? We're actually doing.
I feel like
saying.
family is always the key, though.
Yeah,
like family is always the key.
That's
So
what
it's
I'm saying.
like
There
as
has to be
long
a
as
plan of
everybody
action
has
for that family,
the
right?
similar message.
Not even just message. There has to be a plan of action for that family, right? If stuff go left, there has to be a plan of action on what we gonna do, where we gonna meet at, how we gonna survive, when are we gonna go out and hunt for food, when are we gonna, you know what I'm saying, move on to the next spot because we can't stay there no more, or the water ran out. We gotta go search for water. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna have to think about all of this stuff. And all I'm saying is, if things go left, if we believe in our hearts that nothing's gonna happen, then nothing's gonna happen.
You know, Diddy Trial is on hold until Friday.
I mean, like I said.
What do you think that got? You think that got something to do with Iran?
Yeah.
Or you think it's just because of that
because
that
of
juror that they let go
because of things
because
of things like Diddy's trial. We're not worried about how many innocent people are getting unalived out there. Right? From our hand, from their hand, from whoever's hand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Around the world, it's a lot of stuff. Like we worry about America because I gotta live here. Like, you gonna worry about your house.
Not just America, but celebrities. Celebrities are the fallen angels, bro. Think about it. We idolize them as the stars, but they're human beings, my nigga. Flesh and blood deities, bro. We put that label that they're, you know what I mean? Oh, they rich, so this must make them better humans. It don't make them better humans. They're just talented, and they learn how to monetize.
It makes them capable,
talent.
But it doesn't make
capable of getting what people want, and people get jealous of.
No, it makes them capable.
That's what
but
it
doesn't. It doesn't make you incapable. You know what I mean? The problem is how you doing? The problem is you have to realize that they're human just like you. So the feat that they've accomplished, if you took those same lengths, you would have accomplished similar, very close to the same feat. At least you might not be LeBron, but you'd be in the NBA. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't think about it that way because a lot of people don't have
with that, though.
Drive.
Not even just that. You're implying that everybody that does it a certain way has that drive. But I'm implying that there's a lot of people that fucked up over a lot of other people to get to that spot. There's a lot of people that didn't make it. They passed to get to that spot. There's a lot of drugs that was passed out.
Hold on.
And people were unalive. And people And people were unalive because of that thought. That yo, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. 50 got a whole album called what? Get Rich or What? Trying? How many people is trying? Much less, I'm gonna try so hard that I'm gonna die. Like, come on, bro. Like, the mentality now
sounds like drive to me.
Not just drive. It's not just drive. It's literally, yo, it's either all or nothing.
Drive.
It's like I have no, not just drive, bro. Okay. Cause drive is like willpower. Like, I'll get up and I'm gonna do this. Like, drive, you know what I mean?
Drive is one word, but it's a very strong word.
Right.
So all the stuff that you're saying is drive.
Right, it's examples of it. But what I'm saying, all right, what's the difference?
Examples of it, yeah.
What's the difference? The difference is certain people are in the game and they don't have drive. Certain people are in the game, they are not talented, but they were smart enough to figure out what works for them and they capitalized off that. That wasn't drive. It's not drive to be a better artist. It's not a drive to be like, they are good because they got to what they really wanted was the bread. Certain people have drive. The people that have drive that you're talking about is the people that was like, look, it's either this or nothing. That's passion.
It's drive.
That's passion too, because it's like, if you don't have that passion to be like, yo, I'll stand on my words, then you ain't gonna have no drive either. You see what I'm saying? But
that's what I'm saying. Drive is how you continue.
Right.
And a lot of times,
well, we're talking about the people starting.
You're not gonna start. You're not
right.
Gonna start.
I know that.
You're not gonna
That's
start.
why I'm saying.
Because when you start something and you don't finish, you're just a quitter. Nobody says that somebody that started something had drive.
I agree.
The motherfucker that gets to this certain level has drive.
Right.
They're tenacious.
But no. You can't say that because there's Tekashi. Tekashi didn't have drive to be a good rapper. He had
he
motive.
had drive.
He had passion to get that bread, bro.
He had drive.
He didn't have drive to be a gangster.
He had drive to be consistent. See, he could have stopped trolling and all that other shit. He could have been like, nah, this shit getting to me. He was like, get rich or die trying.
That's pride.
It was a component of that, but
pride,
he saw that people was buying onto it. And it pushed him to continue doing.
To say, I'm gonna
give credit where credit is due. When people make it, they do what you're not willing to do.
Right.
So a lot of times you gotta have drive. I'm not talking about that.
But we gotta talk about if we're talking about Tekashi,
somebody making millions of dollars.
What I'm saying
is different.
What I'm saying is Tekashi is quoted saying that he don't really care about this rap shit, and it's crazy about
he don't because that wasn't even what he came in the industry for. Nobody was. He changed his whole image and persona and everything. There's a documentary about it. I didn't watch it, but the mayor's telling me about it. And
that's deeper than rap.
So he that's the only reason why I was him because he turned his whole self around.
And this is what I'm saying.
He's washed now because nobody's fucking.
This is what I'm saying. There's a lot. Hold on, Smiley. There's a lot more clout tracers than people that really work hard to get to their spot. I just want you to know that there's a lot more clout chasers that got the clout because they chased it.
But then a
nigga
to me, that's
working
also,
hard
that's also
and
an
they
element,
deserve
that's
the accolades they're getting.
That's also
niggas that deserve their accolades was like DMX.
That's also
niggas that deserve their accolades were people that are unalive now.
I understand that.
You see what I'm saying?
There's elements to that still speak to drive, the clout chasers. Like, I have a choice. Like, I know there's certain things that I can do to get it, but then I have a certain way I feel about it. Like, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm not going to succumb to those things in order to get those things. So I'm not driven to that degree. But if I gotta push myself in other ways, like, yeah, there's certain things. Like, here's another thing with artists. We'll keep it on artists so it can be consistent.
Some of the comments,
a lot of shit. Let me just make this point. A lot of shit with artists mainly is that they come out with music and want people to be like, yo, why they not fucking with this? Because they don't market themselves. They don't think of it as a business. They do it for the love or this and that. But like, really, like, it's a business like anything else. You're a musical artist in the artist industry. You know what I mean? Or you're a magician in the magic industry. Or you're an athlete in the athletic industry. So in order for you to get to the top, you have to do whatever it takes to get to the top in that particular industry. In music, that means having a good marketing plan, or at least having a social presence. Now, that's what it means. Before, it meant you be talented, you be one of a kind, but there's no more one of a kinds. Everybody sounds like somebody else. If you sound different, you don't have a market. You have to create that market, and a lot of people don't know how to do it. So that is one component of that. For athletes, it's kind of the same thing, but the only aspect is they have to push themselves physically. So they have to have a component of drive to continue to do that. But there's always an element of drive to become the best, or what we would deem successful in a particular thing. Whether they're trash to the people, you know, their audience likes them. So you have to figure out how to make your audience love you enough to give you the bread and give you the showing up at the auditoriums and shit like that. But it doesn't come from just sitting there. You got to be consistent. You got to put up videos, stupid little shit that they do. They do this. They got audience. They on every single social media platform. They have a fucking media fucking PR team and all of this shit that they pay for, and every dime that they got goes to that, and they make money on the side, and all their money goes to that. They only live and breathe that shit, and that's why they get to where they get to in the shit. They don't get it from being stagnant, complacent, hoping that the dream happens. You gotta work hard for this shit. We know, because we work hard for this shit. We move, we go to places, we go to different states, we do whatever we gotta do, but we still trying to climb. But there's still an element that we're not doing, but that the mainstream is doing. How do they become mainstream? How do they get noticed? How do they get notoriety? Videos, constant appearances, different showcases. It's gotta be all the time, but niggas gotta eat. Niggas gotta do shit. The money don't come that quick.
So let me ask
Unless
you.
you
Let me ask you this.
In with the demons.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between natural talent and what's the difference between getting somewhere from your talent versus getting somewhere because you were picked and you're willing to go along with whatever they told you to?
Bronny James and Kevin Durant.
So explain that, elaborate that.
Well, Kevin Durant, he went to school, he got noticed because he was the top of everything, you know what I mean? Or even a Kevin Garnett. I didn't say LeBron for the reason.
So you saying it was handed to him, basically.
Well, there's an element of nepotism that you can't fight.
Okay.
You see it right in front of your face. But the only thing about it is the kid is to some degree talented.
Right.
This the same
That's why
thing
I said
that
it's
I'm
still
saying.
talent.
You still gotta
It's
have
just you got it a
drive
different way
to be able to adapt too.
Right.
So you could get in there, but you might have to do something that you don't want to do. You think this, like, if the nigga really had drive, just listen, hear me out.
I'm listening.
The nigga really had drive. What he would do is say, nah, Pops, I'm not playing on your team. I'm not about to live in your shadow. I'm gonna go to the Knicks and I'm gonna get them a championship. He didn't play that good to get no shit like that. He's lucky he get there and it's somebody else to make him look good, and then it looks good because he took that, you know what I mean? But he wouldn't have even gotten into the league if it hadn't have been for who his pops is.
Right.
That's the difference. But you still gotta respect it because he holding his own. He in there with champions, and he gotta stay poised and stay in his, you know what I mean, and whatever. And he still continues to progress. Small, but it's happening, and that's the way. Or you could even say shit, the LaMelo Ball versus Bronny, because his father, you know what I mean, he went there or whatever, but he got there because he was good.
I'm not asking you who versus who. I'm asking.
No, but you said give you an example
of a person with talent versus a person who's basically picked to be in that position.
And I did.
And you said Bronny, but you said he's talented. So I'm not talking about Bronny.
I said he has talent.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about somebody.
All right, okay.
I'm talking about somebody.
That was a good example.
Right, of somebody with talent.
No,
but I'm
not enough for what we talking about.
I mean, some talent,
because we use
some talent
and
no talent is two different
things. We're talking about somebody getting to the level
but some
of
talent,
LeBron James.
Some talent and no talent is two different things. I'm literally talking about if you hold on, listen to the criteria of the question. I'm literally talking about you pointing somebody out in the street and say, you're going to be a rapper because we picked you. I'm in a position to let you, whoever you are, just because I picked you, just because I feel like you got a good look.
Fuck it.
Right?
Fuck it.
And I'm saying, and right. I'm asking you, the question is...
I'm saying fuck it though.
Right. The question that I'm asking you is, what do you think the difference is between somebody that's naturally talented or somebody that's picked to be talented? Because
the difference is when you're naturally talented to do this shit, you have a gift, so you might be more arrogant. You might not be as humble because you know you good.
See before.
But if you don't really have the talent and someone gives you that, you're extremely gracious of the opportunity that you get, that you receive.
You should
most of the time, and you always, thank the people that got you there. You always gonna kiss their ass. That's the problem. The only problem that you got to deal with the B is like shit. Now, they own me. You know what I mean? If you have the talent, you own yourself.
Right. And the point that I was trying to make was there, to me, I could be wrong, but to me it seems like there's more people that were picked to put in that position than actually have the talent.
Yeah, because it's not about talent anymore.
Right.
They just try to commercialize everyone, and they try to skew their view on what what is good music.
Whoever
like,
they
make
are.
Everybody, yeah, the powers
we
that
decide,
be.
Right.
We
No, we don't. I don't think so no
The
more.
people decide. The people.
I don't think so no
people
more.
pick this fucking shit.
I don't think so no more. I
Because
think
these
I
artists,
think if we
these
believe,
artists, they're planted. But
that's
then
what I'm saying. If we
who's
believe
playing the
in-
music? But hold on, who's playing the music at these parties? They're at these parties and they're selecting the music. Oh, I want to hear this.
So-
they like this
So,
shit.
so you're blaming
like
the,
the shit.
you're blaming the people that's
I'm
getting
blaming people for
hypnotized?
liking it?
Hold on, listen
Not
to what I
hypnotized.
asked you. You're
Hi,
blaming
thank you
the
for
people
watching.
for being hypnotized. That's
in a
like
way,
blaming,
yeah. In a way, yeah.
because that's like blaming
what you
somebody.
That's how you get them to understand that what you're doing is wrong.
Just because,
You're shaming
hold on,
them.
listen
You're
to what I'm
shaming
saying.
them. Go ahead.
Just because your mind is strong enough to not be manipulated doesn't mean that.
Do you agree with shaming?
I don't.
Okay.
Because
You
certain
don't agree
people,
with shaming.
listen,
What
the
you
reason,
did,
let me tell you
you
why.
saw.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I will shame things that I believe is evil, but I'm not shaming something when I know somebody.
picking and-
Listen!
Picking and choosing
Li-
shaming.
You're not even listening to my answer.
Because you conditionally shaming.
You didn't hear the answer. You don't
Alright,
know what I'm
alright, go
conditionally
ahead.
nothing.
Go ahead,
I'm
go ahead.
saying that if I don't consciously feel like this person is really, they can help whatever ailment it is, I'm not gonna shame that person. If I feel like that person is an asshole and they did some evil shit and then something bad happened to them, yeah, I'm gonna shame you. You shouldn't have did that, you suck ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna shame the people that I feel like are in the wrong. I'm not gonna shame people that I feel like are in the right. Is that right? I don't know, but that's just how I operate. You know what I'm saying?
And that's subjective. Cause,
Yeah, it is.
I
mean, it's subjective.
Because how do you feel like they right or they wrong for it? I mean, you doing something
It
wrong.
depends
you
on.
wrong.
It depends.
When you
Listen,
know right and
listen.
wrong.
Right and wrong
Now,
is
if the
subjective.
person doesn't
right and
know-
wrong is subjective.
Well, it
Because
could
some
be.
people,
It could be. It
some
could be.
people
It
live
could
a
be
lifestyle
subjective.
that I don't agree with, and that's subjective. You see
The
what I'm saying?
objective-
So right and wrong is subjective.
So
to who it is.
So here's the objective. I know that if I jump off this cliff, I
Right.
might die.
right.
You know what I mean? Because it's really high. There's jagged rocks and shit. I could possibly live. I could miss the rocks,
Right.
fall in the water and drown and float to shore and somehow get my breath back. Whatever.
Drown.
It could be some
in-
wild shit. Yeah, it could be some crazy miracle. Right? Here's the thing about things like that. We know that this could end up this way, and we still take the chance to do it anyway.
Some of us do, not everybody.
I mean, well, some people that take those chances, sometimes they're successful. Some
Right.
people that take those chances, sometimes they're not
They're
successful.
not, right?
You know what I mean?
Some people quit. Some people
and some
keep
people
going.
quit, some people keep
like
going.
you said, it's dry.
Right,
It's
exactly.
dry.
And that's what I'm
These
saying.
little niggas don't have drive.
If-
There's so
if
many
you
people
plant-
that
if you
don't
make me a
have
plant and
drive.
say,
now.
if somebody
They're
give me
picked.
15K and I ain't got shit, 2 nickels to rub together, a pot to piss in, and
You gonna do
a
whatever,
window to
and
throw
I
it out.
understand it. I'm just
You
saying.
gonna give me 15 stacks just to fucking pretend that I know how to do something that I've never done before, and you're going to pay for what it takes to teach me because I have the look. Fuck it. I don't
Not just-
hate that
not
person.
Just that. Not just that.
Now when
you'll do what
you manipulate and
you'll do what you say, cause that's the biggest thing. Not just that you have the look, but you'll do it everything that I say. You won't
right,
question me.
they
you
own
won't-
you. They own you.
Exactly.
They own you.
And this is what I'm
and
saying.
if you're talented,
There is a lot
you can
more
choose
artists,
the terms.
right?
But a lot of times,
Right.
talented people are arrogant as fuck.
and they get blocked. And they get blocked.
They get blackballed because they don't want
Yeah.
to do shit. Like, I
Right.
know I'm better than
Right.
that, da-da-da-da,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And then they sell their soul.
Right.
So one of the big components though
Right.
is marketing. That's what you need from the big labels. You need their commercials. You need their appearances. You need the other platforms with other people so you can get more views and more notoriety. You need that from them, or you can do it yourself. And that's the thing that a lot of indies don't do. They don't do the marketing the
because
right
it's
way.
longer. It's longer. It's not gonna just be an overnight situation. It's a longer grind.
It
You're gonna
takes
have to
bread,
wait.
though.
It
takes money to
take
make
a lot.
money.
Right.
So a lot of them, if you don't got a management team getting you right, then you gonna pay thousands and thousands of dollars out of your pocket to do it. Trust me.
Hi, thank you for
Fucking up.
watching.
And that shit, and sometimes it's a hit or a miss with that shit because you want that shit to be successful, but it might not necessarily be you know, as successful as you think it's gonna be. Even if you don't have the talent, I've seen it happen. Even if you don't have the talent, you'll appear with somebody. I remember, it's a long fucking time ago, but I remember when Chris Brown was first coming up, right? It was this girl that I was talking to that I shouldn't have been talking to, so I'm not gonna tell too much. But I was talking to a shorty, and she wanted to do stuff, and I was like, nah, you gotta wait, like da 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 da. And it was like, if you think about Belly, it was like kind of like the situation with Tommy and that chick, kind of like that. But she didn't do nothing, but she was like on me. So I was like, yo, you gotta chill. But she was like a little artist type shit. So she was going to work with this kid named Chris Brown, and I was like, word. And she was showing me who he was. I was like, oh, this little light skinned nigga, you know what I mean? And she was like, he country as fuck or whatever, but she's like, he's so cute. And I'm about to go to the studio. I'm like, yo, chill. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Be safe. Go to this shit. She was like, oh my God, we was on the radio. Did you hear it? No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, what song was she on?
She wasn't on no song with him. She was on the radio station with him.
They were doing an interview.
Her manager had brought both of them to the radio station to have an interview and shit. Because they was like trying to do her whole shit from the ground up, trying to, you know, make her an artist and shit.
Create her persona.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck she did. I don't even know if she did that shit.
Hi, people. Thank you for watching. Hector said Trump is someone who understands the system. These moves been in the works for a while, brother.
Real talk.
It gets deeper. Coming from a man from New York and understands how life. Listen, brother. Trump just speaks before thinking.
Hector, are you a citizen of the U.S.? Like born and raised in New York? Tell me what you say. There's a reason I asked that. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. There's a reason I asked that.
He said it's deeper. All that stuff was already in place.
Because
just facilitating it.
Here's the thing that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that some people probably don't agree with. I think, like I said, it's a business thing. It's bigger. It's about bread. So when it's about money and we really honestly need the dollar, it's really getting like it's really getting tough. Like, it's not really bad out here. We not an underdeveloped country, like, you know what I mean? So we don't have to worry about the poverty of people like dying on the street, stuff like that. Like, that's not what's going on. But it's the poverty level is different legacy wise. Like, our people, they're living their life and then they get to a certain point and they can't take care of themselves. So they got to go back to work. Like, we don't have our older people still have to maintain a living or they're going to be homeless. And it'd be crazy to have a 70-something-year-old person out on the street.
There do be.
Like,
sure.
yeah, it'd be wild. Like, that's the thing. And then it get cold in the winter. It'd be cold. The shelter it don't be open like long like that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff. And these are American citizens. Like, and we're not even talking about, Spanish people. Yeah, they go get under the table jobs and stuff like that. Some of them, but not all of them. Some of them have been here for a long time. And they work harder than the people that live here. Like, you know what I mean? I've seen it. These motherfuckers, they put up shingles like in 2 seconds, yo. Nobody's business. These people are crazy, yo. Like, you know what I mean? And they just want to get paid. They want to establish some type of business that they can give to their kids. And why the people that have been here for all this time haven't figured that out? That's what Trump started with. Real estate. Flipping cribs. And everybody got these tools. These tools are out there, but like I said, everybody don't got the drive. Everybody not pushing themselves to get to a certain place in life because it's this excuse, that excuse. You could do so much with whatever you have. If you got $2 tomorrow, you're able to make money. Like, that's like the reality of it. it's always ways to make money, but people don't do it because people don't want to take risks. People don't want to jump off that cliff. Sometimes,
They take risks for the things that they shouldn't be taking risks for.
Right.
Not
Right. They risk it all for somebody that don't want to be with them. You know what I mean?
Do you believe Cassie said, "Let me take this risk with Diddy," even though I know he's probably gonna do?
I don't think she.
One of the comments,
gonna whoop her.
not the comments, but one of the things that was in the transcript that I read earlier. In the transcript that I read earlier, Cassie said, I believe it was either Cassie or Jane Doe. So I'm just saying it was just a chick being in this type of circumstance. Don't just feel like she the victim, because she said, "Oh, I've never been this orny as I am right now. I can't wait."
And this is after allegedly he put
No. He probably put hands on her several times, but this was like in the testimony. This was during one of the freak offs. Yeah. So it's like she looked forward to these freak offs. She loved these freak offs. That's what I said before, but like people was like, I don't know, like that's crazy. What person will? But I'm like, yo, like she said it out her own mouth. If I didn't do it, some other girl would have. And what they did?
Problem is,
you feel me?
People don't know how to read context clues no more, bro. Like it's literally the signs be right in front of you, and then they be like, nah, but it may not be that.
But she fucking said it.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Like that's she said it out her mouth. Did you say you loved him? Yes, I did. I did love him. She's crying under the oath while she's saying that, and he's sitting right there. Like, yo, it's just crazy. Like, cause he's in there because he got in trouble for like making head gestures, like going, like nodding his head, yes and shit. You know what I mean? Like the judge was like, yo, keep your head still, like they really on some.
Who Diddy was doing that?
Yeah. They don't know. He probably sending signals.
Cause he looking at people, he going like this or whatever. Like, no, you can't. Don't do that. Keep still, or we gonna put you in contempt.
You said this is Cassie though?
Huh?
Cassie, he was making those head movements to her?
He was just not her. Well,
just during
I don't know
trial.
if it was, but during the trial, yeah.
Cause that matter, like who
during
was
the trial.
Making these head movements to?
I don't know, like just agreeing with their testimony, like feedback. You know what I mean? Like that type. But they was like, nah, like, cause they felt like he was intimidating the witnesses. You know what I mean? So that's why they was like, yo, you gotta cut that out. And they make like controlling you moving your head or nodding is crazy.
It is crazy.
People
like that's like really like
signals and
body
stuff. That's why they tell them
but
not to
still,
I'm
like,
not
yo,
saying that
like,
he was, but there's a reason why
like
they say don't
do it again. Do it again and see what happens. Like that sounds crazy to me, but yo, you are a prisoner.
You gotta
people
think.
do that. That's why they're saying that.
You gotta
that
think.
Don't mean
Diddy
he is, but that's just a rule.
You gotta think.
He could be.
You gotta think. Period. Diddy.
He could have told them what to say.
Diddy has been talking to people like that his whole
You can
career.
make fake text messages.
I mean, they're afraid. They weren't afraid for their life, or because Jane Doe, you know what I mean? And Jane Doe that I'm talking about is
we don't know who Jane Doe is.
We know who she is. We know who she is.
We can't say it though.
Listen, we know who she is.
But like, they don't want people to talk about it because she's Jane Doe.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I'm just saying this so that we know who we talking about.
Who is she?
Jane Doe in the trial. That's supposed to be the co-conspirator.
Alright.
We don't know.
So
when we get in trouble,
but look, I'm just saying so we on the same page as us. Cause some people already know. Cause some people already read the transcript and all that shit.
They don't want people trying to figure out.
But it's not nothing to figure out. I'm not figuring nothing out. It's not that.
By saying.
But I'm saying. But I'm talking about. Okay, so whoever she is, right? I'm saying with that situation, that person, that individual had already been. Excuse me. Thank you. That person had already been involved in X work for years before Diddy.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a guy.
You think 50 knew?
Of course. Listen. Yeah.
But why would you have a kid with that?
Hold on. We can get into that.
I don't think you knew.
We can get into that. Cause there's all the shit is out there. It's everywhere. But it's not everywhere from other people. 50 is very public with some shit.
I seen
private.
I seen a picture with them. Like he was
very
in love
public with
like,
stuff. So he
was on the beach. He was taking pictures and smiling and shit. I'll never see 50 like that.
So there was things that happened. So first of all, we're not gonna say the person's name, but I want our people to know the individual had already been previously doing this. The dude's name that she was rocking with years ago was Peter
Quiznar.
I'm gonna tell you his name. He was a
stripper.
What's his name?
Diddy like his strippers.
Damn, I forgot his name. I gotta find his name. It's in my shit. But this guy, right? Peter X. We're just gonna say his last name is X. It begin with a letter N. If you guys know who he is, but this guy was like really big, like I guess he was a photographer or something, and he used to get a lot of young women. So he would get women like young, like 16,
that's not good.
15, something like
Peter
that.
Quiznar was wild.
And right, we'll call him that. And he would get all these young joints, and there's certain women that were on the list that were like supermodels.
And Shorty knew about this?
One of them, but listen to where I'm going with it.
Right.
One of them was Jane Doe, right? So when Jane Doe was with this dude, she was already mad young.
Right.
You know what I mean? She already been ran through.
Yeah.
She already, you know what I mean, whatever.
Jeez.
Then later on, she starts messing with Jason Derulo, I think.
Jason Derulo.
Right? Had like this was like later on, but before that, she was dealing with comedian D-Ray Davis. D-Ray Davis was like her boyfriend. He was like posting her on Instagram, all of that stuff. And then she started messing with 50. After she messing with him, that's when D-Ray Davis had to fall back. Now this is all, document, like all the shit that was going on, whatever. Now, she had already been doing all of this stuff before that, but he had just came in the game. He was hot, you know what I mean? So, whatever. But they was at certain party or certain thing. He ran into Shorty. He liked what he saw. He didn't care that she had a man, whatever. She didn't care that she had a man, whatever, and started messing with him. Comedian gets upset. You following everything so far, right? Comedian gets upset. Comedian like, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? And he like gonna expose her, gonna put her out there, gonna stop her whole modeling career, right? Yeah. He was hurt. Heart was broke type shit. Right. So he tried to do that. Rapper like, nah, nigga, chill or whatever, or something gonna happen. He took it serious. He fell back, allegedly. That's story. Oh. Now this is Twitter was hot. Like I wasn't a Twitter when all this stuff was going on in the 2010s through 2019 type of period.
Right.
So I wasn't really like on like that media shit. I played ball, I watched movies, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right. But now it's interesting to know, like, damn, niggas harboring, heartbreaks and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like all types of shit going on. Cause niggas is like so tough, you know what I mean? So you wouldn't really think, you know what I mean? But a lot of dudes, like, they get, certain way about a chick. Right. Long story short, he got a chick that already, people fucking with, but she ain't got no baby. Right. Now she got your child type shit. Right. Feel me? So now you fucking with her and then find out this nigga got her grass. So around the time where he started dealing, so we can say like 2017 probably, find out on the backside of things, Diddy doing the freaky shit.
with her.
The freak off shit, yeah. So she calling, hitting them up, texting, whatever, about whatever. Now, we not saying the name or whoever it is, but that's the story behind Shorty. So that's that person, KK. We could say this person's name is Crystal Corum, or Corum, yeah. She's not, her name's not masked or anything like that, but she's the assistant. All this shit go through her. That's KK, not Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian ain't got shit to do with this yet. So
Yeah, that's
those
crazy.
are the, I'm saying yeah, because I don't know. Because we know like everything connected in show business in California and New York and all that. You know what I mean? Whatever goes on. But for right now, most of the people that's involved in this is people that's been involved with this guy for quite some time, and it's usually love interest. But it's been some crazy testimonies and the stuff, and they watched the freak off video. You know what I mean? They had them having headsets and everybody's watching, and you know the jury got to look at everybody's expression while they doing it. You know what I mean? And see if they turn it off or, you know.
A video or
No, they straight up watching the freak offs, like they
All
watching
of
the
them?
tapes. Well, whatever they got, and whatever they see.
you think they redacted the ones with the celebrities in them?
I don't know.
Because there was
They
other
didn't.
celebrities in them.
They couldn't show us the video, or they like you gotta. All right,
But
so
You can go
instead
there.
of you going on TikTok getting information about, go on Law and Crime, bro. Law and Crime. It's
and other
real.
people too are
And
reading
they
the transcript,
actually
going
getting the
live
information
and-
I
from
don't
this shit.
care about Diddy and what's.
But I know it's not about caring, bro. It's about
It
having
is,
right
but-
information when you telling people about
You
this shit.
like
I'm not
Cause you
conspiracy
can't, cause
theories.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell nobody nothing but what I know, bro. And what I know
All right, what
is,
you know, you gotta watch that shit to find out. Don't make no shit
for
up.
what? What am I
No,
finding
cause
out?
Because you do
don't
be
be making no
making up
shit up,
stuff.
bro. Go
See,
over the
he say
shit
that
that's
time and time again. And like that hurt my feelings that you said that, yo. Cause time and time again, it's clear that I know what I'm talking about, but y'all believe that shit.
No,
Right.
sometimes you
That's
actually
sometimes
see
you.
something.
Most
You might see
times.
something, but I
Sometimes
need
you
to
actually
check
see
your source.
something.
I got
How
check
many
your
times,
source,
Sometimes
bro.
you be making up stuff. You do not do
Cause
that.
How many
you like my
times-
You just
uncle, yo.
be using
Listen.
what
Talk
you
about-
already
Listen.
know and saying this
no,
is what.
no. Listen, how many times do you remember personally that I just said some shit and it was bogus?
You always coming up with a
Saying
conspiracy
always, name one.
about
I
right
do,
now.
I
you
do.
saying
Name
I
one.
don't
extra
remember
stuff.
one
Name
specifically
one.
that I
Go
wanted to
ahead.
say, but then I forgot.
Exactly.
So I was like, yo, I remember
It's
that.
hard to
All
think
the
about
time.
because
You'll
no.
go based off
If I did it
things
all the
that
time-
are out, and then you'll say
If I did it all the
you'll
time,
make up a conspiracy based
you
off
could
of
say one.
what you heard, but the extra part you
If I did
add.
it all the
Thinking
time,
about, yo,
if I did it all
This
the
is what it
time,
is.
you would
Like
say
there'll
one.
be some fact in it,
Cause there's,
but then
look,
you'll add an extra part because you like just because based off that he did this,
Look.
then he must be gay
Look,
because
right,
look,
like,
look.
like
that's
that.
right there.
look,
You're
look.
saying that
But that's my opinion. If that's how I feel about this shit, you're saying that I can't say my opinion, and
But
my
say-
opinion is speculation?
But
Of
say-
course it is. It's
No,
my
but say-
opinion.
But say that though.
okay. So now
But what
it's
you mean
better.
say that? That's what I said.
No, because you
If
be
you
saying-
interpreted it
Yo,
the
it's-
wrong way,
because they're
then that's not my fault.
It's
Like,
real.
what the fuck?
No, you
All I'm
gotta
telling,
believe
listen. All I'm telling y'all, both of y'all, is I'm gonna say things, and then if I'm totally wrong, then I'm totally wrong. But I'm also gonna give my opinion on why I believe that what I'm saying is true. And this is what she was just saying.
I
You'll say a part
I respect
where
your
it'll
opinion,
be like,
but not when you
But
say
then you'll
it's
go
something
on
that's
one
true.
tangent.
I
That's
go-
not
and
true.
then make up another piece
Where is
based
the-
off of what you
I
already
can't
heard.
go off a tangent
You
without
do.
evidence.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
I can't go. I
There'll
can't
be
be
a part of
passionate
it.
about nothing that I
Listen,
don't know what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
nobody said, listen,
Right.
like you said, it's an opinion. Because
Right.
you'll hear a fact,
Right.
and then you'll make up an assumption based off of that, and then go down a rabbit hole and make up this whole wild story that hasn't been proven, that nobody never said that. They said this part, and then you added some sauce on it because you think this
So-
is what happened based off of what already came out.
So
That's
based
what we're
off-
saying.
Like the Simpsons.
Listen,
and shit.
listen. Based off of what you just said, name a time that I did that. Because I don't believe you.
I hate when
I
people
just
do
I
that.
don't believe
Like,
you.
what
When you said right now,
Because you're
that's
like-
not true. I'm not doing what you saying that I just
It
did.
probably was
Because
7
I'm asking you
was 7
what
days
You
ago.
do
We
it
can't remember
every
it just
time
like that.
that you
she
that
just
we're
said I did it
live.
every time. If
Every
she-
time
if
we're
she
live
said-
and we're talking about something.
All right, next
That-
time,
you're-
next time
listen,
you do it.
E,
Next time
E,
you do it, we gonna say something.
What you're doing is you're confusing my opinion for me forcing my opinion. I'm not
Nobody
forcing my.
saying you
No,
forced it,
you're
but we're
confusing it as
saying
that because you're
you be
saying that I
that
be.
it's true, and it'd be like
So when
you
have
made
it
it
been-
up after
listen,
you
listen,
seen something
listen.
else.
The-
Like one event happened, and then you made up what's gonna happen after that because, or you the reason behind it that was never confirmed. You add extra stuff to it. That's
listen-
what I'm saying.
Listen to what I'm saying.
And you'll be like, it
I'ma
is
let you-
true because da 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 da, and be
Look,
arguing about
look.
it, but no one ever
All
said
right.
that
Like,
part happened.
All right. Hold on.
I'll give you
Before
an
you
example.
say anything, right? I give you an example of what I think she's talking about. I said a bar, the Skin and Marine bar, right? Check this out. I said, not only did I stand by the bar, right, which is all my opinion, not only did I stand by the bar, but I said my bar was better than Lil Wayne's bar because Lil Wayne's bar was more simple. Both of y'all was like, nah, how is it more simple? It's basically the same thing. I said, okay, I'm gonna prove what I'm saying to be true. This is when you're saying that I'm saying, oh, yo, no, you're saying it is true. I'm proving what I'm saying to be true. And the example I gave, E specifically, I said, E, what is a skinamarink? Matter of fact, you asked me, you said, what is a skinamarink for real? I was like, exactly.
You don't know.
Listen, exactly.
You said you don't know.
Can you listen to the point, E?
You made it up. You made
Listen
it what
to the
you
point,
want it
E.
to be because we don't know what it is from that song.
Exactly. Listen to what she said. She said that I don't know. That's what she said.
What
Listen.
you said.
Can I speak?
You answered
Can
the
I
question
speak?
and
Can I
said
speak?
you don't.
Can I
You
speak?
said I don't know.
Can I speak? So yes, that's exactly what I said. But what I do know is how people were going to take the bar. Listen, if I could say something and it don't make sense, but I know how people are going to take the bar, it's more intricate than a bar that we just know it automatically. And this is what I'm trying to express to E, but E don't see it. So just because he doesn't see it doesn't mean that I'm not saying some shit that's real. That is some real shit. I see a bar differently than how E see it because E doesn't devote music and rapping in bars like that, like how I do.
See,
and that could be
making up
subjective.
stuff
Listen.
again, because I never said that.
That could be
You just
subjective. That could be subjective to her. But what I'm saying is, I have proof. I have records that I have that lets me know that I perfected my craft, and the proof is in the pudding.
Who said you didn't perfect
Listen. All I'm saying is I have proof to what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's true, because it's proven to be true. If it wasn't proven to be true, then y'all could be like, oh, okay. I'm saying that if you're saying that what I'm saying is false because you don't believe it to be true, doesn't mean that it's not false. And if I'm coming with evidence, y'all are ignoring the evidence.
That you're talking about, that wasn't even one of the things because we know because you already said because where it derived from.
So we know what it's not.
Finish,
Tell me what it
you
is.
were talking. You made it a punk in there or a corny dude in the song, but we both agreed we don't know what the actual word is. And I said context clues, people will know that, but that's not an example. That's not the same thing of like what we're talking about. And nobody never questioned your music ability or nothing like that. Like I don't know what you're talking about. That's not an example. Like
it is. Just because you don't believe it, it's an example. It doesn't mean it's not. You said, yo, the word doesn't mean anything. I said the bar was more important than a Wayne bar where you could just know exactly what it is. That is true. And no, it's true because I proved it. I said, okay, listen. I said, here's the proof. If you say you don't know what it means, listen. I just want y'all to listen because she's not listening.
That's an opinion because you're talking about what you think about the music.
Regardless, that's fine. But what I'm telling you is I have evidence to say what I'm saying. If I didn't have no evidence, it would be different than just my opinion. The difference is if I could say, look, this is a lighter, and I told you I had a lighter, and this is the lighter. Then if I said I had a lighter, You can't say, oh no, that's your opinion because the lighter is right here, right? So my physical evidence was, if you cannot understand, if we could both agree that you don't understand what it means, how could you get it? You said context clues. One bar has context clues, the other bar doesn't have context clues. Which one is more complex? The one with the context clues. So at the end of the day, like, y'all, we're all saying the same thing, but essentially what I'm saying is, if I'm proving something, you can't say it's not true. I proved it. There it is. The proof is right there. If it wasn't as complex,
you didn't make up that word, and you said
I didn't say I made it up. I said my bar was more. Listen, I said my bar was more a better bar than a less.
And that's an opinion.
That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. So you're saying. So you're saying. So you're saying.
I like this.
Listen.
That's not
Listen.
a fact.
You're saying.
That's how
you're
feel.
saying one is more complex than two, and that's a feeling.
That is a feeling, because
that's
that's
not
based
a feeling,
on you.
E.
If everybody
That's
is
not
not actually saying that
feeling,
or whatever, it is still it is a feeling. Because you're saying, I like this one more than the other one, or this one is better.
I'm saying two is more than one. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if two is more advanced than one, I'm saying two
like something that's more.
No, I'm saying two is more advanced than one, my nigga.
But I'm saying
if you have something, listen.
People like that. So people like that.
Listen.
People like that.
Listen. If you agree that phones get upgraded and they get better, then guess what? That's elevation. That's not the same. It can't start from. I'm talking about. Listen, I'm talking about what is elevated more. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for watching.
All I'm saying is what's elevated more. If one person says, "Yo," they give you a bar.
Explain what we're talking about. So we made a song, and in a part, he said at the end of his verse, he said she want a rock star, not a skinamarink. That word derived from a cartoon or a show that used to come on a kid's show, and they were like, skinamarink-y dinky dink, skinamarink-y doo, I
don't like how she's explaining it.
So that's where it came from. That's where he got that word from. He repurposed the word and made it fit in his song the way he wanted to, but we don't know what that actually meant. And that hold
on. That's what she's saying. And what I'm saying is, it's more complex than a bar that Wayne said, Lil Wayne.
Wrestler Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, listen.
More complex, guys.
Right,
People watching in the chat. Fuck her like a wrestler, Brock Lesnar, or she want a rock star, not a skinamarink.
Facts.
Which one? Let us know.
Now the reason why
is that an opinion or a fact?
Hold on. The reason why I'm so adamant about that is my point is, if something is simple and you understand it the first time, is that more complex than something that makes?
But we all understood it all.
Yo, E.
We all understood it. Both of them.
It's foul that I can't get a thought out without you, like, just saying, I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? One mic, yo. Let me say what I gotta say, and then you can say what you gotta say.
And you interrupt me too.
Now I'm talking for 20 minutes because I keep getting cut off. So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if one thing is more advanced, if one thing came after the other and it's upgrade, or it has a second feature, like let's go to Dragon Ball Z. Frieza had 3 forms, right? Or now more, but we'll talk about the 3. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Oh my God. They don't want me to cook. You hear? You see this? It is. No, I'm not. Listen to what.
They already lost. They said that he said, I've been watching for 10 minutes.
Y'all keep cutting me off.
You should have stayed where you was at. Y'all see him.
Y'all see him? Cause
go with it.
Listen. My example was Dragon Ball Z. Frieza 1 wasn't as strong as Frieza 2. So guess what? If I have another reason on why you gotta think about the bar is more advanced. It's simple math, people. If something makes you think one time versus something that makes you think twice, guess what? And the reason why I say you have to think twice is because nobody knows what a skinamarink is. you have to think, okay, first the show, then you got to think what I mean by what I'm saying. That's two. You don't have
because
to.
you use a made-up word, that doesn't mean that it's more clever.
Just because
Yes, it is, E. Yes, it is.
Just because
Yes, it is. If you have to
don't
think
make
differently
you hot.
about it, yes, it
You
does.
don't even know what it
Yes, it does.
means.
You did, because you didn't know what it means, and you said you used
made
context
your
clues.
own definition.
I said one had context clues and one didn't. So the one that
didn't need
didn't,
context
how
clues
you
for
compare?
rap listeners.
Listen, exactly. If you don't need context clues for one, and you need context clues
But
to
people
figure out what the hell I'm
hear
talking about, how is
more
not?
simple stuff.
That's not that
And
simple.
beat it up.
That's
It's
not
the
as.
same to me.
It's
I
not.
think
It's not the
same.
same. It's not the same. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've been trying to
I
say.
thought that was
It's not the
clever.
same.
You got mad when I said I thought it was clever. I'm sorry.
It's an opinion, though.
I'm not disagreeing that it's clever. I'm just saying you didn't have to think about it too hard, bro.
No, I didn't. No, I
That's
didn't.
what I'm saying.
I think
And
that's
all
why. I think that's why I like
Smiley,
it, because I don't have to think.
Smiley, but think about what I'm saying
That's
to
why
you.
most
Think,
people-
listen, right? But we're not talking about what most people. We're talking about why this
And
bar.
I didn't have to think on the other one neither. Not about what you actually said.
Oh
I'm
my God.
thinking about where the word came from.
But you needed context clues to figure out what I was talking about.
You
need it. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I didn't need context clues for Wayne. I didn't need context clues for Wayne.
Oh my God.
I didn't need context clues for Wayne.
You don't need context.
Yes, you
clues.
do.
It already comes
Yes, you
with
do.
the phrase
No, you
that
don't.
You said.
No, you don't. The people that use context clues have what? Wordplay. Because not everybody can use context clues. Not everybody can make you talk about something that you understand what it means, even if nobody else understands what it means. What are you talking about? Like, yo, y'all acting like this shit is hard to understand. Something that's more complex is going to make you think about it a little bit harder. And all I'm saying
I
is...
never argued about thinking about anything.
I'm not even talking to you, big dog. I'm talking to her because she's going hard to
Who
say
did-
it's
I
the
didn't
same
have to
thing.
think, though.
She's saying it's the same. Yes, you did, because you admitted
you
on
said-
camera.
Admitted
on camera.
You
admitted.
I went back and said,
You admitted
oh,
on camera.
This is why you said that.
You
when
admitted.
you first said it,
You
I
admit.
already
Listen.
knew.
Listen.
Because there were context clues in it. It didn't
Right.
mean that I went looking for it.
You didn't have
but
to look
it was
for it.
already
Guess
there
what?
when you said
If
it. I
you-
immediately knew what it meant. Just like when
E.
he said that, I immediately knew what it meant.
That is a more intricate bar than something that you don't have context clues. I don't understand. Why are we arguing? Why are you sitting
How?
here?
If I knew both instantly.
Okay.
I knew both
Okay.
instantly.
Okay.
You didn't want to lay them top? I
So
don't know.
a hoopty is the same thing as a Lamborghini to you. All right, cool.
See, now you're making up stuff again.
It's the same difference. I'm not
It's
making
not.
up
You
nothing.
just- that
I'm
has
saying
nothing to do with
I'm
what
saying
we're
there's
talking
differences, and you're saying it's not. There's not a difference.
I'm
And I'm just
saying
saying that
I
if you're gonna say it's not a
immediately knew
difference,
when
if you're gonna
both-
say it's not a difference, then a hoopty is the same thing as a Lamborghini. I'm going extravagant with it, but this is the same critique. If something is simple, and we're all agreeing that the bar was simple, if something is simple and one makes you think about it just a little bit more than the other, then that one is more intricate than the simpler bar. That's all I'm saying. If y'all want to fight that and say, oh no, it's on the same level, cool. I agree to disagree.
I didn't say anything.
I agree.
Was on the same
I
level.
agree. If that's
I
what
said it was
I'm just
clever.
saying, if that's what y'all saying, if
The
y'all
other
saying
day
that it's
when
the
we-
same,
the other day
listen,
when we talked about this,
I understand.
But the other day when we talked
If it's
about
on the
this,
same
I said
level,
it was clever.
then cool.
And then you said
I disagree to
that's
disagree,
not clever. Mine is way more clever, and I never argued about your shit. I like the Skinamarink.
I'm not talking about what you was saying. I'm talking about what she is saying because she thinks it's the same.
But
that's what I'm arguing about. It's not the
as
same.
soon as you hear
It's
both,
not the same.
But I
as soon
said-
as you hear
Right.
both, I immediately knew what you were talking about. I didn't have
Right.
to think about either
Right.
one.
But what's a
Just because I
Skinamarink?
said
But
there
what's a
was-
Skinamarink?
That's not.
Oh,
You're not
yes, it does.
using the real definition.
Yes, it does.
though.
Exactly.
A
There is no
Skinamarink,
real.
nah.
There is
But
no
it's
real
a movie
thing.
that came out called Skinamarink, a horror
And
movie.
I didn't even know
It
that.
just
So
came out
listen.
recently.
I didn't even know that.
But
So
they don't
listen.
know that. The people
listen.
that's listening don't know that.
But this
They
is
can think
but this
whatever
is
they want
but
when they
this is
hear
why
it.
context clues is. This is why I'm so adamant about this Clips album, because they're saying bars that I'm like, yo, listen, they're saying bars that I'm like, yo, it take you a little while to understand what they mean. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm parading. I'm saying it don't take you that long to be like Brock Wrestler, he do that.
Yeah, it was
it
simple.
don't take that.
It
but
was simple.
listen.
I never
And I'm not
yo,
doubting. Listen, and I'm not
Cheese
doubting
in
that
silence
Skinamarink.
like lasagna.
I'm not.
It's
listen.
not. It's not the.
But that was
dope
fire.
shit. No,
That
it's
was
not.
fire.
No,
That
it's
was
not.
fire.
It's very simple.
That was fire.
It's very simple.
But it
There's
could
other
mean
words that have
listen.
a silent G. I
Listen.
remember shit
Listen.
backwards in silence,
But it's
like
a double
nostalgia.
entendre. But
What the fuck?
are you agreeing that bar is a double entendre though, right?
It's yeah.
So that's what I'm fucking saying. Y'all not giving credit to the double entendres. Y'all not giving credit to the wordplay, what a nigga might have meant. And you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. If she could say, yo, I don't know what the fuck a skinamarink is, but I know what he's talking about because I can use the context clues, that is more intricate than some shit that you could get right away. And if y'all want to argue that, cool. I'm just saying that's not even an argument to me.
I didn't say
that's why. No, I understand
it
what
was
you
complex.
understand what you're saying, bro. And I never said it was complex. I'm just saying that if one was more complex, it would be the one where a nigga a nigga is saying the word. You don't know what he means by the word because the word isn't a real word, but you understand the context of
I
what
never
I'm
heard
saying.
nobody say that in a rap. So that's why I said when you said it, I was like, fucking go.
You've never heard something where you understood what they said, but
I
you were like,
understood
okay,
what
the
you
bar
said,
was fire. Listen to what I'm
It
saying.
was different because it was like to me,
Right.
in that
Right.
that bar, that term
don't-
wouldn't fit.
Right. But listen.
But it fit.
Right. So this is my point.
That
if
in itself is complexity.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But
All
I'm saying that for me, for my ear, it's on the same level of simplicity because I could say either bar. You understand what I'm saying?
And I'm not mad
It's just
at you.
I like the Brock Lesnar reference because I like wrestling. You know what I mean? So it caters to the wrestling audience.
I'm not mad at you for your take. All I'm saying
He's
is
saying the same thing that I said.
no. Look, I'm not mad at
And
you.
I'm not
listen,
discrediting your bar. We
listen.
had a discussion about this. You're passionate,
Yeah,
like, yo,
nobody's
it's just like that
saying.
fucking track with fucking what's his name? Fucking the dude, damn, Tech 9. Sensitive about my shit. I'm an artist, and I was like, come on, man, artist. We know your shit fire, bro. Let it
I'm not
live.
saying that.
There's gonna be an audience for the bullshit. We was talking about this earlier tonight. There's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be an
somebody
audience for
has to
every
be
fucking
like-
shit.
Right.
Whether they're good or bad, people fucking with the bullshit. They're sexy red fans. Come on, what the fuck?
You know the problem with what you're saying right now?
What's that?
The problem with what you're saying is I'm not worried about how the world looks at it. I'm just saying from the two people that I know, right? I would think that for both of you, because you listen to lyricists and you listen to people that rap, I would think that it would be more important to say, okay, we got to differentiate bars. Like certain bars are clever in their own ways. Certain bars are unique. You even admitted there's complexity in what I said.
Was.
So all I'm saying is there is no complexity.
But
in
nobody ever said, hold on. This is the thing.
This
Hold
is
on,
why
hold
it's
on.
an
I can't
opinion
even say
because it
that.
depends
Nobody
on who you
ever-
ask.
right.
Some people
You
don't
asking
watch
another
wrestling
rapper.
and they don't know.
So, like-
they
so, like-
they
so
might
from-
not know what that means.
From my
or
perspective,
what you
from
think.
my perspective, right? And this is how
But
I
y'all
am.
do know what I mean.
But listen.
Because y'all listen to rap and
But
y'all
I
listen
knew
to
what
metaphors.
But I'm listening,
And y'all
but
listen
okay.
to complexity
But listen,
in rap. Certain people
here's
will
my-
say
but here's
basic
how I-
things,
but here's how I
and
look
y'all
at it.
saying
One
it's the
mic, one
same
mic.
Here's
thing.
how I
And
look
that's
at
what
it.
I don't
One
agree.
mic.
I'm just saying, period. That's what I don't agree with, is that y'all
Because-
saying that it's
Right.
the same thing to have certain layers of complexity, and some person doesn't have the layer of complexity, but because you like to hear it, because it sound cool, it is cool for your hearing palette, that it's just as potent as the bar that is a little bit more complex. That don't make sense to me. And I already agree to disagree. All I'm saying is I don't believe that, and why I don't believe that is, to me, it's always, if something has two layers on it, it's just always going to be higher than the one that has one. That's all I'm saying. That's just common knowledge. Like if it has two layers, it's gonna be bigger than the one. You see what I'm saying? Or better, so to speak, right? And that's objective. But all I'm saying is why I said what I said. I said what I said because, to me, if something is a little bit, like you said, has a little bit more complexity than something else, it's better.
depends on the audience.
Now,
And this is what
It
I'm
does
saying.
because everybody's
When I'm
not
listening
gonna
to
view
when
it
I'm
the
listening
same
to
way.
it,
We're
and first
talking
of all,
about music.
let me just get this clear. This is a bar that I said I liked off of his shit. So it was like, okay, I said I liked the bar, and then you brought one of your bars up to compare it to. Now, I still like the bar, regardless of its complexity or not. Now, do I say that it's simple? I like shit that is shit like, oh shit, I wish I said that first. I like hearing shit
We
when
agree.
I'm like, I want to hear,
It's
I want to
simple.
have said that.
but it's not as
Right.
simple as Wayne shit.
But
And if y'all not saying that, then we just
no,
agree to disagree,
no,
bro.
but
Like,
it's not
cool.
about. But I'm telling you, okay, it is yours is more complex. It got more syllables. It's more complex. I'll give it that. What I'm saying is,
He won't give me that.
no. I mean, it's because it's like what she's thinking about is
Like you
is
said,
what
on
you're
the same
talking
level
about.
of
You're talking
simplicity.
about a kid show.
It's not
He's
the
talking
same,
about
yeah.
wrestling. So it's like
He said it's more
they
complex. It's not the same level.
No, what he did with it, I liked it because he dragged it and to make it to more than just the word. And I've never heard anybody say Brock Lesnar, and I know
And
he's
then
a wrestler.
Even what he said,
But it
wrestler
rhymed
like
with
a
it.
Wrestler,
It was clever.
that sound kind of sus.
And he beating a girl up like a wrestler, like
West
Brock
Side Gun said
Lesnar,
that
whatever. and I thought that was clever. I didn't think it was complex. I thought it was clever though. I didn't think
it made me chuckle.
lasagna was complex. I thought it was clever.
Because if I immediately know what you're saying, then to
I
me that's not.
thought complex was you can't spell believe without a lie in the middle. I thought that was
Right.
complex.
Because you might not.
Because
get
it's like,
that
yo,
when you hear the
you
truth.
never even thought about that until you thought about it.
I mean, that's a deeper. We're going levels now.
That's what
But
we're
that's what
saying.
we're talking
It's
about.
on the same level.
No,
of
we're
not.
simplicity.
Wayne
No,
has
we're not.
always
Said
been Wayne.
different.
For you to say that G's moving silence like lasagna is fire, and not say that wrestler and Brock Lesnar is not fire, it's crazy to me because it's like it's
There's
still
no double
it's the same.
entendre.
It's not a double entendre. It's not.
So y'all
But
saying y'all
actually,
don't,
no.
y'all
Actually,
don't value-
no.
y'all
Actually,
don't
it is.
value-
Actually, it is. Actually, it is.
Y'all don't-
Actually, it is because he's talking about the woman. He's folding her up like a wrestler, Brock Lesnar. That is a double entendre because Brock Lesnar is a wrestler, and he's folding her up like a wrestler. Brock Lesnar is an example. So it is a flip.
He
It is a
should
double
have said his
entendre.
move.
Okay. So his
Put
okay.
the whatever
Hold on.
his move is on the
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
Do you in the 5'9" 5 times?
Brock
I don't know.
Lesnar.
Hold on. Now we're stretching the bar because
Yo.
fucking like a wrestler.
I don't know exactly
Brock
what he
Lesnar.
said.
That's
She
what he
remembered-
said.
She
Fucking like
remembered it. Like,
fucking like a wrestler. Brock
It was
Lesnar.
funny. It's
Right.
out.
All I'm saying is that's easier.
he didn't say fuck her like
Hold
a
up.
wrestler either. He said something else.
Well,
I think he said beat her like a wrestler. Beat her up like a wrestler.
beat it up like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Brock
That's
Lesnar.
what he should have said. But
I think
See,
he
this is
did.
what
I
I'm
don't think
saying,
he
man.
said.
Look,
I don't think he said fuck her up.
All right, man. Like I said, I disagree.
I'm telling you, it's a little.
fuck her like a wrestler, Brock.
Brock Lesnar, right? That's like I'm a beast gorilla.
Soft cocaine, polyester, more sand than Mojave Desert, white cheese, talking mozzarella.
Fuck her like a wrestler. Brock Lesnar.
I mean, like I said, you know what I mean? Wayne is one of the best.
But is that a double entendre because he's talking about
He
fuck her?
should have
Like,
said
beat her up.
beat it up like a wrestler, bro.
Damn.
That's what I.
Damn,
That's
Wayne.
all I'm saying is the bar was weak.
He didn't throw that part in
The
there.
bar,
yo.
what you mean he did it? He should have, but he did it.
All right, you got me.
All I'm
I didn't
saying
even
is
think
the bar
about
was
that.
weak,
I didn't
man.
think about that.
That's all I'm saying. It's hard to defend some shit that you really didn't.
He said
you really
fuck her or
didn't
fuck
care
her
about.
up.
Fuck her.
Fuck her.
I just looked up. the
Wrestlers
lyrics.
fucking people now.
This is what I'm saying. That's not no double, bro.
Wayne.
Shit, crazy. What
Yeah,
you said would have been fire.
Down and shit.
But it said would have been fire. fire, but he
It's
didn't
like,
say that.
it's crazy how, but
But
you know
we
what?
He didn't
thinking
say that.
about
It's
this
crazy
too.
how it's
So
crazy
you're
how one
saying-
word.
Because of
It's
his
crazy how
relevancy,
one
not the
word.
bar.
No, but we are
It's
because
Lil Wayne. He
you're
just
breaking
had an
down
album
the
out.
words they say.
I'm-
It's saying is it a
So,
double
no,
maybe that is
entendre or not?
complex.
It wasn't.
We're
Because you
having
making
a
me
discussion
say,
we
about
proved-
both.
beat
Look,
it
all
up,
I'm saying, I'm not
fucker,
saying the
fuck
bar
her
ain't
up.
relevant. I'm saying the
Or
bar is
fuck her.
simple. If we're
We're
arguing to say
discussing
that,
both of them now.
right? But if we're
Brock Lesnar
discussing
used to
both
fuck
of
him,
them,
yo.
what he
Out of their
actually said
career.
wasn't as creative as y'all were making it out to
Nah,
be, yo.
it wasn't.
That's all I'm saying.
Nobody never said that
I
that
never
was the
said it
best
was- yeah,
bar
I never
ever.
did,
You
but
took
I know.
it to mean that.
I didn't say.
because
How did I
we were
say that?
talking
I
about
said
it.
that.
So G-Mo
I
Because
decided
then
to
you
say
tried
that.
to compare yourself to it, and then you
listen,
got mad because
listen. I said, and you're right, I did compare it to myself, but I'm saying, how can y'all not see if a bar is, we all agree the bar was simple, how can y'all not see a bar that's a little bit more, that has context clues in it, regardless if you have to use them or whatever, if it has context
the
clues.
context clues for Lil Wayne is wrestler.
What's the context clues?
Wrestler
Look,
is a context
Brock
clue
Lesnar
to
is
let you
another
know
wrestler.
Brock Lesnar that he's a wrestler.
Right. But mine don't have a definition for real. So you're saying that the one that has a
But what you
no,
made it mean in that song,
no,
'cause you're not using that, you don't know what it means.
No.
Brock Lesnar
You said
Brock
that.
Lesnar is big ass
Listen to
dude,
what I'm
like,
saying.
fucking like a wrestler.
Listen to what I'm
But
saying.
Brock Lesnar.
But you're
though.
changing
No, I'm
it
not
into what
changing
you
nothing.
want.
If
You just
did.
said
you
you said
You
this.
put
I
it
didn't
in
say
the song
nothing.
and made it mean what you wanted it to mean.
If he
And how do you
paused,
know?
would
And how did
that's
pause,
the
would
actual
it have been better?
definition.
So how did you know what I was talking about? If that's what I was talking about.
Because they both have context clues. The context clue, because if you don't know who Brock Lesnar is, and he say wrestler, then you might be like, who is that? That's probably a wrestler,
Right.
even if you don't know, right? So because
like a
you
wrestler,
said
who?
she want
Brock
a rock
Lesnar?
star,
Nah.
not
What if he
you
said
said
who?
a rock star. A
What if he
rock
said who?
star implies that
Rock
you're
star.
like you're
Rockstar.
that nigga
Yeah, right.
or whatever. A
Not a what?
Skinamarink sounds
Sounds.
like
It doesn't have a
If
definition.
you
It
don't
sounds
know
like
what
some shit.
who Brock Lesnar is, then you would know.
We're not
because he
talking
said
about.
wrestler.
Listen to what I'm saying. Yes, you
A
are
wrestler?
right. Listen,
they're
listen.
both
Hold on.
context
No,
clues.
let me tell you why
They
you're wrong.
are.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
I'm not.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Am I
You're-
wrong?
Listen,
Are they
listen,
both
listen,
not
listen,
context
listen,
clues
listen,
to
listen,
win?
listen to my definition of why I think you're wrong. The reason why I believe that she's wrong is she's saying that Brock Lesnar is a real wrestler. So if you look him up, you will find out that it has context clues. Look up Skinamarink. There is no definition of Skinamarink. You have to make it up and just, it has to fit
Wait,
in
is
that.
Is it?
Yes, there is not. Look it up. Look up Skinamarink, y'all.
Look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up because I know it's some gibberish shit that I got from what's the name.
It's
All I'm saying is the one that has no definition and it. Listen. If you, regardless, if you look it up,
Chris, you
regardless.
made up a word like
Exactly.
That's not,
Exactly. And you
You're
knew what I was talking
you're
about.
saying-
I made up a word and
because
you knew what I was
have
talking about.
sense.
No,
I
not
know
just that
how-
you
I
have
know how to
sense,
listen.
but like you
Yeah.
said, your point was Brock Lesnar was a what? He was a metaphor, the double entendre, because you know it's a wrestler. If you don't know what a Skinamarink is, how is that not more complex than somebody that you could research? You could just figure it out on Google. How is that more? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm fighting for. You're saying that I'm using my imagination, and you agree, you're aligned with what the fuck I'm saying because of context clues, right? And then you're saying you needed the same context clues to know about Brock Lesnar, and that's the same equivalent. It is not.
Nah, I just like to use his name in the song. Because nobody did it.
That's fine. That's fine with that.
I
I'm fine
thought
with
it was
that.
clever.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm
fine with thinking that it's on the same level as a bar that has no definition for it. A one that has a definition and you could look it up and you could fact check it is deeper than a bar that I can make up, but you know what I'm talking about because of how I used it. That's called wordplay.
He called that nigga a skin.
That's called wordplay. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's some funny shit. It's clever. It's like nobody's thinking no shit like that, and it fits in my narrative. That is more, to me, that's more calculated than wrestler fucker like Brock Lesnar. but
What's the matter, dog? You embarrassed? This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Hit the like button.
Shout out to him. And
Comment where y'all are watching from, please, down below.
you know what would
Down
give
below.
you know what would give him his credibility back as far as battle rap? He got a battle rap. One of these new niggas now, like Charlie Clips or somebody, or
Oh, Charlie.
you know what I'm saying? Eminem.
M?
Yeah.
He not no.
He got to come back. Him or Murder Mook.
Yes, he
or-
is.
Yes, he is.
From
What
the
you
rap
mean?
Olympics back in the day in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. He could come back.
He was rapping.
Cassidy
He
came.
was
Or
out
you
there
know
rapping.
what?
He lost too. In that shit.
Yeah, I know. But Cassidy versus Eminem, I would love to see that.
Never gonna happen. It was supposed to happen.
It was
It
supposed
was.
to.
Cassidy keep on battling other battlers and losing, allegedly.
I mean, he don't lose that much.
He don't lose that much.
He lost a few.
I think he
He
probably
lost a
lost.
few.
I think he probably lost like 2.
Yeah, he lost a few.
I give him like 2.
I got goods over him.
I got him beating Disaster.
Yeah, he beat Disaster.
Goods was tough though. I got
I got goods.
Goods
I got
close.
goods 2-1.
I got Goods close.
Who else?
Conceded.
He battled
He-
Conceited? No,
nah.
he didn't. Conceited won a battle.
He battled the disrespectful nigga with the dreads.
Arsenal.
Arsenal beat
Who
him.
won? Who you think won that?
Arsenal beat him.
I think Arsenal was being aggressive, so he
Arsenal.
won with like the body language.
Nah, but Arsenal. Like here's
but
the thing.
I think what
I will
Cassidy
watch
was
that
saying was
video,
better.
that battle again, just because it was shock value. But
Right.
like he took Cass off his game a little bit.
Yeah, because he touched that nigga. He
But
wasn't expecting him to touch him.
Cass always got bars. So like,
Yeah,
if you went
yeah.
there for bars, you got bars, but the
Right.
bars wasn't hitting the way they was supposed
It's
to.
because he probably thought they was going.
He threw them
Like,
all. He was
niggas-
like, he
niggas
kept
had to
explaining
jump
his
niggas
bars
and
like
shit,
he
like-
kept explaining like, man, y'all what? And he
Peace
said it
sign,
again,
cause I got a peace sign.
right? Like he didn't say that, y'all. But like, yo, he was like, yeah, he was like explaining his
That
bars.
is funny as
Explaining
fuck,
his
yo.
bars, so like people was like,
Damn.
and he was in his hometown, I think.
He was in Philly?
in that battle. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, Gilly was there,
Damn.
and
Gilly thorough too.
where's the other battle that he had?
He's a thorough rapper. He
He
ain't
had-
a battle.
No, I'm saying.
He had who did he battle? Oh, the dude from Wild 'N Out. What's his name?
Hitman.
With the big. Okay,
Hit me, Olive.
I was gonna say with the big teeth.
Oh, that's crazy.
He
I had
got the
to finish- I had to
veneers. They
finish- I had to
don't.
finish
People don't be
my,
getting them the right size for their mouth. A lot of
Yeah.
people be having them.
But that nigga, I think Cass beat that nigga.
Yeah,
so,
I think he.
So Goods
I think he
and
had
Arts, I
two
think
of-
those was. Oh, did he? No, he never battled Mook. He's
No.
supposed to battle Mook.
Nah, he said he was cool, so he was gonna battle him.
That would have really made some difference.
Yeah, especially now because Mook been on the road lately. He
Like,
been-
yo, nobody
fucking
could really
niggas up.
say they watched Cassidy though in any of those battles. Like, he never got no 3-0.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
It was never a 3-0.
It
So
was-
any
it was-
nigga
it
that
was-
feel
it was
like
debatable.
Cause
any nigga
why
that feel like
he's
that,
the
they
problem.
really just hate.
That's a
Like,
fact.
cause that nigga always got bars. It's just he a little outdated. So what a lot of people is saying is if he gets into the culture,
But he is. That's why I feel like he's getting
then
better.
he'll start winning and he'll whoop everybody. But he gotta figure out how to do the crowd work. Cause now it's different. It's not like the way it used to be. Like, you go in the Lions, then you just go bars in and it just be like wolves in there. Now it's like a crowd. It's like a pretty chick in there coming out with the numbers like you in a boxing match. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like that. You got a celebrity in there. You got the lights on you. So it's really an on-stage performance. So it's a lot of pausing. It's a lot of getting it off. Like, so you really keep getting interrupted while you doing your thing. And so they live off of that wrestling type of battle rapping. It's not the same. So he had to adapt to that style of being real animated.
He did good because one thing about Cass, he don't forget his bars.
Yes.
These niggas be forgetting
He
their
bars forever.
bro.
They got, and then it's probably
He might
distracting
rebuttal.
because
He
they're
might
They can't
rebuttal
get
you.
back.
He might rebuttal you like, oh, you wanna be with the stars? You came up here and you forgot your bars, and then
Yo,
throw
that's
that in his
fire!
joint.
That was fire.
Throw that in
That's
his
on
joint.
fire, bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
just to think of that off the top, because not everybody could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Because Cass
Especially
is a
under
star.
the pressure.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, but
Shout
like
out to Cass.
if you, cause I follow Cass since, man, oh my God, this dude said he said I live cans for the exercise and spray like insecticides when the reppin' rise. Or I don't know, like,
time, nigga.
he just was going, he used to go in, like he has some of the illest bars, yo.
He the reason why niggas started using punchlines like that,
Yeah.
back to
Oh,
back
yeah.
and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because before they didn't appreciate it when Big L was alive. Shout out to Big L.
But that's why he's so important, because I feel like punchlines
And
versus
bloodshed and
punchlines
video.
versus
We're
Eminem's
in the group. Children
type
in
of
the
rap.
corner.
You see what I'm saying? Will be a good class, because styles make fights, yo. And I feel like
I think
Eminem with his fast rapidy rap type, you know what I'm
but
saying?
also Eminem,
Because he'll sneak in some gems in there.
he got clever on time.
That's what I'm saying,
within his bar. So it might seem like it's simple,
But he don't use.
when he rapping, like not rapping on the song,
Mhm.
but when he's rapping, like he go on Tim Westwood or something.
It's like
His rapping is different.
You know what
He
it's
making
like?
you think about shit.
It's like
And-
disaster versus Av, nigga. You see what I'm saying?
But see, he watched disaster. He beat the Eminem clone.
Oh shit.
He beat disaster. You saw that battle, right?
He
He
ranked.
took him. He didn't battle him on the stage because he was like, oh yeah, the cops got involved and got rowdy.
Yeah.
He brought him to the set and was
But
like,
I feel
in
like
his face
I
type.
feel like he does better in that environment. Like that environment made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, that was the him versus Good shit. I felt like Goods won that though.
I mean,
Wasn't it?
that is like fans was biased about that, but because Goods was saying he won. Goods was saying Goods won. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I mean, you
'Cause
know,
they never
when it's
said.
close,
right?
when it's close, you know what I'm saying? It was
you
close.
on that level, you're not gonna give, you know what I mean? But that was definitely a close one. A lot of people side Goods because Goods kept that energy.
How do you know? They never say.
It's from the fans, so the fans decide, and they talk about it.
I don't like
You
that.
know what I
They
mean?
need to say who won.
They don't want to do it that way.
They say, oh, I'm
Like
like, how you
if
know
a
they won?
nigga
They
choke,
never say.
if a nigga choke, he automatically, you know what I mean, lost that round. Like, you feel me? Like, it don't matter what you say if you choke. 40 bars, this is a chick. She thorough, but she always choke. Like in every
Damn,
battle,
don't do that to my baby
she
like that.
she choke.
Wow.
That's why she's single.
Yo, you gotta chill.
Yo, I don't care, yo. If a female battle rapper come at me, yo, I'm just gonna accept it. I'm gonna be like, yo, you know what? Damn.
You brought it on yourself.
I brought it on myself. I don't know too many ill female battle rappers. I'm still a Remy Ma battle rapper fan.
I mean, Remy's nice though. I'm not gonna take it away just cause you know the shit with her and Pat. She nice as fuck. That's why I'm like I was happy when she started her league and shit. I'm like, yeah, this is what the game been missing. Like
That's
and
what
she's a woman,
Babs
like,
got going on, but
Right.
but Babs don't got one for the dudes. She got one.
I
for
mean,
the shorties.
but that's what it's supposed to be. Like she was supposed to.
She
They're
running
supposed
this shit
to.
for
You
the
know what?
niggas.
You know what it was supposed to be. They're supposed to come together, and Babs and
she
Remy,
be having good cards too.
Babs have to have Team Babs, and Remy has to have Team Remy. Team Remy, you already know it's gonna be easy to block Captain. They need a fire female over there.
Yo, he's still rapping, huh?
I mean, yeah, he's still nice. He ain't beating everybody
Home record.
like he was,
Fucking
but
home record.
but he's still nice.
And he won't say nothing about it.
No, I heard he talk about it now. He calling Papa lame and all this
No,
stuff.
I'm saying he won't say nothing about her, like bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh nah.
But
That's
but
biting the hand. That feeds
but I ain't gonna hold you.
She
Now,
be buying that nigga sweater, turtlenecks, and shit.
now I ain't gonna hold you though. I heard
I
that.
don't think they still.
That's what I heard.
It
I
was-
heard
it
that.
was a
You know
fling.
what I'm saying?
It was
And
a
that's
fling
what I
that
heard. I don't
ruined
know.
shit.
Man, that's
It was
what
a
I'm
fling
saying
that
last
ruined the
year,
thing.
Pap said.
Right.
Since 2024, he knew. He told her.
But Pat
It was a
also
fling
said
that
that's
ruined the
gonna
thing.
happen.
You had a ring, you ruined it. Oh shit.
Pap also said that was gonna happen. He said that he ain't even messing with you like that for real.
You ruined it all for the blink.
You No. You had a thing and you had a ring and ruined that shit for a fling.
Why is this nigga flying? Oh, that's dope.
Is that a video game? Chris.
I got
This
all-
guy,
got
all
the
games up
joints.
there?
Yeah, I got Donkey Kong 1, 2, 3.
Yo, what
I
is
was
it?
looking at him like, is that his phone? But it looked like a game.
What
like
is it? Is it
This is Mortal Kombat.
no, but I'm
What is
saying
the
like
system?
yeah.
It's an emulator. I got it off TikTok. It's not a real
So it's got
system.
like Sega games and
You can
Oh,
put
wow.
any system games up there.
It's completely loaded. But
you
So it only
can't
got
edit
Sega?
it.
nah, I got all type of.
I'm saying you
Nintendo,
can't- you
Sega,
can't-
I
you
be playing
can't change
Pokemon
it.
on this joint.
You can't add
All the
or take
Pokemon
anything
too.
away.
Huh?
You can't add or take anything away.
I wish, because I would have added a game up here, but I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up
Do you
though,
have
because if I could,
access
I
to
would.
the internet through it?
Nah.
I got one of those. I don't be playing it. 'Cause
Right, because it's just a novel.
it won't let me, cause it won't. It came as a PSP, but they
It's
lied.
like you get
They
it,
lied
you
to
play
me.
with it for
My
a
shit
little
look like a
bit.
PSP, but
and
it's
then-
not a PSP.
Nah,
I
this
really
shit
want a
be showing signs.
PSP.
Eventually, you
I should have just
put it
got a
away
PSP.
with the old toy.
But I try to be slick and go on TikTok and get
Nah.
something for dirt.
You gotta be a freaking genius to beat Mario. You hear me?
It's a me.
your
It's
Back in the
time-
day,
Mario.
man.
Your timing gotta be
I
like the
was
games
playing the
now is
Mario
different because the games now we talk about like they're like movies,
Mhm.
but I'm talking about the games back in the day. Like yo, you had to be a genius to beat Mario. I ain't never beat
You
Mario.
never beat Sonic?
Yes, I beat Sonic,
Okay.
but it was hard as shit.
Yeah, it is.
And I ain't beat all them Sonics, nigga.
Every game, I think every game I had, I beat that shit.
Oh, okay, so
I
you was
had
locked in. I wasn't
I
locked in
played,
like that.
but
Nigga.
I played complex games. Like
That's
when
what
I
I'm
was
saying,
when
you
I was a
locked in,
kid, I
nigga.
played
I was not.
Siphon Filter. You remember
Yeah,
that?
I like
I do
that.
remember that.
I
I was
like
a Metal Gear
X Squad.
Solid fan. I
That was
wasn't
thorough.
really-
X Squad was thorough.
Right.
What was another game I played?
SS Tricky.
I did play. I played some BMX games and shit. Right. I like
We
Gran
had
Turismo.
BMX
Gran
games.
Turismo was my
Oh
shit.
yeah, I love
I
Gran
had to get
Turismo.
all the
What was
cards. I
that
had to
bike
get every
game?
license, bro.
But it was like a sample on the first PlayStation. It was like, and they
Need
would play
for
"It's
Speed?
Bigger Than Hip Hop,"
Oh, that was
Def-
Dave Mirra, I think. I think that was
and
Dave
it was
Mirra
like a bike you
BMX.
could do tricks. And
Yeah, that was Dave Mirra BMX.
That's hard.
Dave Mirra was thorough.
One thing about music,
I love
when it
X
hit you,
games
feel
too.
no
I
pain,
used to want to do
control
that. I
your
used to want to
brain.
like do
We
like
got
tricks.
Edgewood Park.
That joke
Our cousins
dangerous.
who used to be on their skateboard over there doing tricks or riding skateboard down the street.
I used to call that nigga the Black Tony Hawk. Nigga used to be doing kick flips and shit
Kick,
down the
push,
street.
kick, push, coast.
He was always
And that's
dropping
where
the
he
dropping the
rode,
board.
just a rebel
I'm
to
like,
the
yo,
world with
you
no
don't, do
place
you
to
know
go.
how to do that shit?
He was, you
He
don't
did it,
expect
but
that.
he be not doing it though sometimes, and I'm like, yo, like, is this supposed to like just
Like
come
you
out of your
cheated,
control like that?
yeah. And he's like, you don't know, so you
He was doing it though. He used to go to
He used to go to the park.
what's the shit? Rocket Town, Rocket Power.
Rocket
What's the
Power.
fucking place? What's that place?
You gotta say wiggity wiggity wiggity.
That's what they did.
The Shake Shack.
hell yeah.
I don't know.
That is what they
No,
did.
what's the place? Madtown. Nigga used to go to Madtown.
Is that what it was?
Wasn't it?
I remember Funky Town. I don't remember no Mad Town.
Wanna take you
What?
to
Funky Town was in
Doug.
Doug.
got to take you to Funky
No, I'm talking about
Town.
Rocket Power. Rocket Power was
Come on, wiggity wiggity
Woody, 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 woody.
wiggity.
Yeah.
Tito, I mean, Sammy was like, they got sand in the potato salad.
Oh yeah, he wasn't feeling that shit.
they be putting raisins in that
Yeah.
shit.
No,
that
it
shit.
wasn't on purpose. He was mad. He couldn't eat it
raisin.
because they got sand in it.
Oh, that's fun, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that Dr. Mario. Duck
They had a
Dodge,
fun
Duke,
life. They would just go
Duke, nigga.
surfing every day.
Earthworms, yeah. What we just
Never
talking
get
about?
no work done.
You know what I'm saying, nigga?
Man, when you gonna start your business, man? You gotta be playing this shit. You ain't gotta never be like, yo, you know what? Shit, get a whole bunch of them shits wholesale, nigga, and sell those, nigga. You know what I mean? I don't know, like, my aunt
I'm
always
about to be an A&R.
she be
nigga.
always trying to tell me to fucking do some business shit all the time. Like, I got my oils and shit. She like, oh, you gotta bring them out. You gotta bring them to the hair salon. You gotta
Bring them out. Bring them out. It's hard to
That shit,
yell when
nigga?
the background's in their mouth.
knock off. Oh, bro.
What, nigga?
You know what?
Years on
They
that?
was talking about making a boxing game. Did they do it?
What? Who was making boxing?
They.
I don't know, cause you know
I
they
don't know
fucking-
who
what
it
kind
is.
of boxing?
They don't be
and
getting
who
all
is
the
It's
gonna
gonna
boxes
be
be
on
no more.
PS5.
They don't be getting all the
Oh, 'cause
boxes
they
no
don't
more.
have one. When is the
Floyd
last?
Mayweather was in it. Terrence Crawford was in it. That's it.
That's the only names they.
I mean,
mentioned.
they had Mike Tyson, they had Muhammad Ali in their prime, they had Evander Holyfield, but they had the boxers of today that was supposed to be in it, and it was supposed to be, I forgot, like, it was like some different. No, this dude be playing that shit online.
I
He be
can't-
beating niggas. It is out. I forgot the name of it.
That
But I've been waiting for years for a boxing game.
that treadmill simulation thing, like you could play Sonic with that. That junk.
Oh, the shit, the Virtuix or some shit. Yeah, that shit's dope.
This is probably the illest right here, man. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
nigga,
my game.
nigga.
Love that game.
Look at this shit.
That's that's up
Yeah,
there.
that's up there. Look
You're gonna
at
be
this shit.
scared,
I
yo.
like Resident
You're
Evil.
gonna be scared, yo, playing that at night.
What, nigga? That's how I
Chris
play.
is scary.
That's how I play. I'm scary because I know there's wicked shit out there.
When you go in that room and it's all the
Yeah,
windows,
already
Right,
know it's all
and
this.
then the crows come
Yeah,
through the
yo,
window.
your energy gotta be right, man. If you live in fear, you gonna see the fear. Facts. That's why I'm like, yo, I can't be watching too many scary movies. I watch a few scary movies. I ain't gonna hold you. I just gotta make sure I remind myself this is just a movie. This is
I like scary movies. And somebody that I used to talk to, they said, "Why do you watch this?" Because they didn't like scary movies,
Yeah,
but they
man.
were crazy. So it's like, how you telling me don't watch scary movies in your real life?
because they didn't like to be crazy. That's why. The niggas was nuts and they didn't want to be nuts, but you was watching it to entertain yourself. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, that's a whole different thing. Like, the nigga was like, I'm
Like,
trying to
why are you
escape
like
this shit.
this?
And she liked this shit. She probably liked me because I'm crazy. That's what he thought. That's what he thought. She probably liked me because I'm crazy.
He wasn't crazy like that, but he's done some things
Did
that
some
you
shit.
telling me because I'm watching a movie.
Right. He's like, you did that? That shit crazy.
You know, I don't know. I mean, we didn't go into detail, but I know.
See that in his eyes. Yeah, that. Yeah, I feel like everybody that really put in work have that look in their eye. Like they just don't care about nothing for real. They could smile, but you could tell.
I
like,
mean, he cared. He was a hood nigga.
No,
He was,
yeah.
Like, he was a normal person. He went to work and stuff, but he just had
Right.
a
I'm not
past.
talking about him specifically. I'm just saying like people in general, like the people that put in like a lot of work. You could see like their eyes don't look the same as like somebody that, you know what I mean, didn't put that type of work in. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want
they
that
do be
look.
having dark eyes.
Yeah,
like
that soulless
like
shit.
that girl, that rapper from Indianapolis,
Ooh.
and they said she unalived some people, and,
What?
but she never got convicted of, but she was a person in question,
Right.
but she wasn't answered when they was interviewing. They were asking the questions about it. She was like, I don't know. She was like, well, I would have been locked up. Like, I'm free. Like, so.
Yeah. She didn't have no remorse, no consciousness. Like she just was like, yeah, I just did what I did and I got away with it. So that's the story I'm sticking to. Like that's a sociopath too. Like people that just have no real remorse. It's like, yeah, you did some other shit. Oh, we about to skate. Shit. My favorite spot.
How do you play? Say, new game. Where you playing?
You gotta press A or X.
I press A. It's not
Or press
working.
start.
I press start.
Yeah. Which one you want to play?
Rugrat.
This one?
on, then the demo came on. There's not a like there's PMC, so it's not. When I pressed it,
There's a
you
Rugrat
gotta
game up
press
there?
Yeah, I
that
pressed B.
and oh.
I thought it was what's the name, but she was pressing back. Reptar, gotta find my Reptar. Come here, Reptar.
Kimmy.
That was Reptar on Ice.
Remember that shit?
Oh, shit. Reptar on Ice.
Who should I get? Angelica.
Gotta get Angelica or Susie Q.
Which Thanos should I get? Should I get Miss Thanos?
That one's hard.
It's the farmer.
That nigga look like a farmer.
He is.
Oh, that shit.
Obsidian.
That look like Golden Frieza. We talk about Thanos, y'all. He playing
Marvel Future Fight.
Marvel Future Fight. We need to get some endorsements because.
We be name dropping like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we ain't getting no bread
Without
for
name
this.
dropping it,
It's crazy.
someone who sort of, and then stop you just, someone, without name dropping it, someone who sort of top and then stop you just climb and transform into your leader and my Optimus Prime.
Shit like that, bro. Cause I would have never said Optimus Prime like that. Million years. I like that shit.
Let's get him a ring.
Nah, man. We ain't gonna do that. We off that now. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Mainport. Shout out to Mainport. Coming for that number 14.
If you need a sponsor,
Yeah, for real. Y'all need a sponsor. Holla at the team.
I mean,
Get
or
lifted.
we need you to sponsor us. I mean, if you
Oh,
need
yeah, I'm
somebody to
sorry.
promote your,
You see how
Yeah.
Adam following
we
Eve
can make,
again?
we can make, whatever. We can make a commercial.
Right.
So hit us
That'd be
up.
hard.
Our
Yo, E,
socials
we gotta
are
make
in the
a-
description.
We gotta make a video for Rockstar, and it has to be Sinner's theme, and then I want to play. I want to play a vampire. We could do AI, and I want to be a vampire. Make me into a vampire, and I want to look like Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, you want to be a vampire, but you
Yeah, I want to be. What's the brother that turned into the vampire? Smoke.
stack. I don't know.
One of them niggas. I want to be the nigga that turned. Just put me in red.
So I chill, loaded up the stick.
Turn up like a rock star, man. Wasted.
I don't owe these niggas nothing. Put that in a nigga room.
Turn up like a rock star. Why my nigga take that part out, yo? That was my shit. Like, turn up. They can't take this shit out. Shout out
It
to
ain't
Toko.
out.
Nah, it's not in there no more. I don't hear the turn up
You
part.
must have the wrong one.
Oh shit, I got another version. You got a version with the turn up on it?
Yeah.
I don't got that version. My shit say mix 7.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is. I ain't hear no turn up on that shit. I listen to that shit a lot. See,
It
believe me,
is.
E. Believe me, E.
I'm telling you, I put it on
You
YouTube.
put it on YouTube? No. Y'all listen. See y'all hear turn up. I'll admit I'm wrong if she spit that shit.
Check it out. Go on.
Check it out.
Listen to it.
Them numbers
Like
looking
that.
good on TikTok. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I did it clean.
That's hard. Gotta make them dance for the kids.
But I ain't making that on video.
Like I'm a vampire. Yo.
No, turn up. You see? I be saying shit
Well,
and people don't even believe in me.
Well, I don't want to say this on here, but you didn't want to do it over again. I told you.
I understand. I mean, it's still fire though. You know what I'm saying? But we went through a lot to get that track. I will say that. We did. We had to get it right because it wasn't
and
right.
I knew something was missing because I'm like, it sound empty or something.
Right.
Like,
That's why I said it's one of my favorite parts. I'm like, yo, turn up, like, all right. And then that shit just disappeared over the mix. I was like, what happened?
It's like you faced one part then.
And took out the other, or maybe he left it out. Maybe he took it out and then left it out. I don't know. But he's good at mixing it, just you gotta sit down and tell him, yo, okay, I want this. No, don't take that out. Because if you're not there to take it, he's gonna take creative control and make that decision. You know what I'm saying? And you might not like it. Because there's one track, Neglected. Was it Neglected? No. I think there's one track where I had a layer on the hook and he didn't put the layer on the hook. It's like you could still hear what I'm saying, but because the layer is taken out, it doesn't hit as hard as it did with the layer in
I
it.
wanted to be perfect.
Right. You're an artist. You hear it a certain way, and it's gonna sound just as good. But I want it to sound like I hear it in my head. If that makes sense.
Right.
And that shit don't be sounding like that. But you know, you get what you.
It's
pay
hard.
for.
It's hard to
We
get
could go
that,
to a
but
studio and get
if
like
you
a
do it
$35,
yourself,
I'm gonna go to one
you
because I
get it
got
just
some
right,
other
but
songs
it's
I
just
went. There's
so
one in Brantford that's not
complicated.
too far from
Yeah,
here.
I got the stems, so whatever you want to do.
You got what?
The stems, the files of Rockstar.
Because I got other songs I want to do. I want to make the album.
Talk that shit.
I don't want to perform or
motivated.
do none of that. Though,
You could be a virtual artist.
You could
Like,
be
it's
like
a new game out here.
you
yo.
could be like gorillas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
like them.
me too.
What was that song?
Feel good. Feel good. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Y'all don't know it like that. Y'all know it like that.
I do, because I just can't.
Because y'all name all the characters?
She know the Guitar Hero version.
My nigga,
No, I actually used to watch
2D.
the video.
My nigga Murdoch. My boy Russell. What's the Asian chick? I don't know the little Asian girl name. I ain't gonna hold you. But man, I was a fan for real. I had a couple of their albums.
I only know 2 songs.
Oh damn. Catch the cool shoe shine.
Yeah, I know that one.
Catch the cool.
Feel good.
Oh yeah, I like that song.
Forever love is feeling. Forever.
It feels good.
Yeah, get that shit, E.
That's my shit. That was come on, I like
You gotta get copyright. We wrapped up anyway, man. Sign us off, E.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm La Jefa.
I'm Chris O.D. Shout out to everybody in the comment. Yo.
God bless. I'm SmileyJizzle, man. We out of here, y'all.
Get lifted.
Appreciate y'all.
And go watch and play our song Rockstar on YouTube. Run up the views.
Run it up.
Get us to
Don't be a skinnamarink.
Get us to 5K subscribers.
Right.